The following is a presentation of WGN Sports.
There are so many theories on what wins an NBA championship. Scoring, defense, a superstar, consistency. But everyone agrees NBA champions must win on the road.
Well, this is what we always feel gives us momentum for our season, is to get a good November road trip.
Tonight, the Bulls begin a 2-week West Coast swing that starts here in the Lone Star State. If they hope to get off to a good start, they will have to get past David Robinson and the San Antonio Spurs. It may be early on in the season, but it's never too soon to show you mean business. The Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. Tonight, the Bulls begin a 6-game road trip as they take on the San Antonio Spurs. Hi, everybody. I'm Wayne Larrabee. Welcome to Bulls basketball on WGN. Well, this is the start of it for the Bulls. A 6-game road trip. We begin in Texas. San Antonio tonight, Houston tomorrow night, and then Dallas coming up on Saturday night. It's always a pleasure to have a familiar face in the Texas Triangle, and that is Johnny Red Kerr. And Red, this is not an easy place to begin.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing gives a lot of fear to me is when they talk about the Bermuda Triangle. I don't like to fly over that at all. That really scares me. But in the NBA, it's not the Bermuda Triangle, it's a Texas Triangle. Matter of fact, I asked Phil Jackson today, I said, Phil, how do you feel about the Texas Triangle?
Well, you want to win a ball game right away on a road trip, especially one which you play in 3 games in Texas, the Taco Triple Treat. And, our thing in this town is basically come on in here and play a basketball game. I don't care win or lose, but you come out and really play hard and have a good game and you come out of the blocks. This is a quick team, a good team. That sets up the rest of this trip for us. We're going to win one of these 3 games or 2 of these 3 games in Texas. That's the way I feel about it. If you get off to a good start tonight, it'll bear well for us tomorrow and on Saturday.
But it begins in Mr. Robinson's neighborhood.
Boy, he owns this building. He is just getting better and better. A young leader, one of the most versatile big men in the NBA today. He can score. He leads the league in rebounding. He does it all. Now he needs to lead this team to a championship.
Red, the Bulls will get some help in the middle. Will Perdue has had some career performances thus far this season, but he gets some help from a veteran fresh off the injury list.
That's right. Will has done a good job specifically starting off ball games, but then they've gone to Greg Foster, a little bit inexperienced. Now they've got Bill Winnington, who on the Texas Triangle last year was really discovered as he got 19 against Elijah. So it's good to have Bill back.
We're a couple of weeks into the NBA season. Some teams have taken advantage of the fact that the three-point line in some areas is almost 2 feet closer to the basket. Other teams haven't been able to as of yet, and that's been the case with the Bulls and B.J. Armstrong in particular.
Well, you look down below, 1 for 13 from three-point range this year. You're a really good three-point field goal shooter if people do not come out and guard you. When you've got good interior players like a David Robinson, you're going to shoot better from the outside because guys are going to be doubling him. Well, the Bulls have not been a threat inside, Wayne, so far, so people are coming out and guarding BJ. Thus the result, 1 for 13.
All right, the San Antonio Spurs, this is the second of a back-to-back situation for them. They were blown out in Denver last night. They came in with a record of 3-2. The Bulls, 3-3 as they begin the November road trip. Back with the starting lineups of the opening tip when we continue from the Alamo Dome after these words.
Chicago Bulls basketball is brought to you by Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this? Your local Ford dealer, the Truck Authority. Your local McDonald's restaurant, where what you want is what you get. That's McDonald's today. Montgomery Ward, they won't be beat, guaranteed. So stop by a nearby Montgomery Ward and see why. Your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota. And by Southwest Airlines, flying the low-fare airline is just plain smart.
To soothe athlete's foot, to relieve the burning, the itching, Desenex does it. But to cure athlete's foot, to kill the fungus that causes it, Desenex does it. Only Desenex has UDA, proven to both soothe the itching and burning and cure even tough athlete's foot cases. To soothe and cure athlete's foot, Desenex does it all. And for jock itch, Cruex is the #1 cure. Cruex cures jock itch.
From Eureka, vacs so powerful they've earned the Corvette name. Corvette hand vac with powered brush robe. New Corvette wet dry with high performance 4-horsepower motor. Both great deals. The next generation from Eureka.
It's time to hear the truth from MCI friends and family customers.
I expected that my bill would go down, and it didn't go down. I have nobody on my calling circle at all, so I'm not seeing any savings.
I expected a lower bill. I didn't get it.
2 out of 3 MCI friends and family basic users spending $25 or more will save more with AT&T True USA Savings. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT.
People dropped out in my circle that I didn't know had dropped out because they weren't happy with what the savings were. So then I'm talking to them on the phone for a long time and spending lots of money that I didn't have to spend.
Get the savings you expect. Switch to AT&T. With True USA Savings, spend $25 a month. We'll subtract 20% off your AT&T bill. Guaranteed.
I really am looking for simplicity and savings.
AT&T is simple. You pick up the phone, you call who you want to, and you get your savings.
Call anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. and save 20% with True USA Savings. Switch today. It's free.
This is a plan that would bring me back to AT&T.
Your true voice.
The temperature never drops below 0. That's very important to remember, especially at a time like this, when it's very deserted and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerox Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below 0.
It might surprise you that a lot of folks do their holiday shopping at True Value. You see, we've got just what you need to wrap up a happy holiday. Still, some people just can't wait to get to those big discount stores. And wait. And wait. Well, now at True Value, get 2 Master Electrician flashlights for just $6.99. And these battery booster cables are just $6.97. So, why wait? True Value, Christmas is just around the corner.
McDonald's donates $25 to charitables when any Bulls player slam dunks during the game. McDonald's now featuring the Bacon Swiss Quarter Pounder at participating restaurants.
Wayne Larrabee, Johnny Redker at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the 3-3 Chicago Bulls, 1-1 on the road. Corey Blunt gets the start at 4.
And he probably will end up starting guarding David Robinson.
The other forward, Scottie Pippen, the All-Star.
Pip got an early technical foul in the game at Dallas, and it really hurt him the rest of the game.
At the center spot, Will Perdue.
Yes, sir. Will had a career high twice this year.
In the backcourt, Ron Harper.
Ron Harper, he had 7 steals against the Mavs. Good to see him come around.
And B.J. Armstrong completes the starting lineup.
Only 1 for 13 from that 3-point range, as we mentioned, but he'll be better than that.
Head coach of the Chicago Bulls, Phil Jackson, who has won 71.6% of his games thus far in his career. San Antonio Spurs with a record of 3-2. They are 3-1 here at home, and Sean Elliott, the veteran, gets the call up front.
Now a demand on rebounding from Sean Elliott now that Rodman's not here.
And J.R. Reed is taking up some of that rebounding slack up front as well.
Absolutely, getting some respect as a post-up player.
David Robinson gets the call in the middle, the Admiral.
71 points in a game one time? Wow.
In the backcourt, they'll ask Avery Johnson to push the ball up the floor as fast as he can.
And he does that, and he also had his career highest scoring so far this year.
Completing the lineup, Willie Anderson.
Well, he's got a gimpy leg at times, but he's an outstanding defensive player.
Bob Hill is in his first year here at San Antonio. He was head coach at Indiana and with the New York Knicks earlier in his career. So that gets you caught up to date on the particulars for tonight's game. There are the officials, Bruce Alexander, Mike Mathis, and Derek Stafford for tonight's contest. There's Phil Jackson on the Bulls bench with Tex Winter alongside. Spurs lead the overall series, have won 17 of 20 here in San Antonio. Bulls in the traveling red uniform, San Antonio in the home whites with the black and silver trim. 400th game for David Robinson.
All right, let's have some fun. Make some noise.
And we're just about set to get underway. And the opening tip, we've got a re-jump coming up. So they'll do it once again. Will Perdue and David Robinson on the tip, and as we surmised, Corey Blunt and his Coach Jackson mentioned in the pregame show and Bullseye, Corey Blunt would probably start out defensively guarding David Robinson. Bulls in control to start the game. B.J. Armstrong backdoor fouled by Avery Johnson, and Johnson's first personal, the first foul of the game.
I think it'd be interesting to see if he got in foul trouble early, how they were able to push that ball. He does a good job of getting it going, Avery Johnson.
Bulls basketball here in the opening minute of play. B.J. wanted Corey Blunt as they set up that triangle. Harper out front. Corey from the outside.
Yeah, what a way to start by the young man. Went out and set a nice screen. Nobody stayed with him, and he hits the open J.
Robinson. J.R. Reed on the block against Will Perdue. 10 to go on the shot clock. Robinson tried to keep it alive. Armstrong takes it down. Here's Scottie Pippen. Wanted Corey Blunt on the block, and it'll belong to San Antonio off the miscue by Chicago. Opening minute of play from the Alamo Dome. Bulls are off to a 1-1 road start thus far this season. A loss in Jersey, a win in Minnesota. This is Elliott.
Little screen and roll. Elliott fades to the side. Nobody goes to him as they double Avery Johnson, who can penetrate, and Sean Elliott hits that from the side.
Corey Blunt working against J.R. Reed. Harper penetrating. Nicely done. Ron Harper coming off his best performance of the season, 8 of 14 from the floor against Dallas Saturday night. Anderson had it knocked out of bounds by B.J. Armstrong. Good play defensively. Here's a look at Bob Hill. Good coach. He coached for many years under, well, at the University of Kansas, worked under Larry Brown a little bit there. And, of course, with the New York Knicks and then the Indiana Pacers. Elliott looking down low. We got a whistle away from the ball. Fouls on Corey Blunt trying to move Robinson off the block.
With the knee that time,
yes.
As Mike Mathis said. It wasn't. It's normally the hand on the back.
Spurs basketball with a fresh 24. Robinson finds Avery Johnson on the cut, and the tip by Reed.
Well, that's a tough thing that David Robinson does. He turns around and faces you 15 feet away, and if he can take that step, he can put that ball down.
Perdue to Pippen down low off his fingertip of play. So the Spurs and Bulls tied at 4. Anderson for 2. He had a foot on the three-point line. 3 Spurs have scored, and they have a 2-point lead. A timeout taken by Phil Jackson.
22nd timeout taken. Phil doesn't like the way they threw the ball away 2 out of the first 3 times down the court. And look at him saying, what's going on here? He doesn't look warped to me.
No, didn't look warped at all.
He looks short. About 10,000 short, but
yeah, he is. In case you missed it earlier, Phil Jackson, for his comments made about official Hugh Hollins, was fined $10,000. Well, that's a pretty heavy fine, right? Here's San Antonio Spurs. Take a look at this. Dennis Rodman has been out. He is on a leave of absence. But look at how they picked up the rebounding slack, and San Antonio has out-rebounded all 5 of its opponents thus far this season. As a matter of fact, the Spurs are grabbing 1 more rebound per game overall than they did a year ago this time. 47.8 to 46.2 rebounds. But Robinson has really stepped up. 17 boards a game, 7 more than he got a year ago per contest. Bulls in possession. 16 to go on the shot clock.
Look at Will way outside now trying to draw Robinson to pick up.
10 to go on the shot clock. They want to get Robinson away from the lane area. Perdue down low, inside on Robinson. Didn't get the rim.
Well, you get that inside on Robinson, you better make it go down. You don't get too many of those shots.
J.R. Reed, side of the backcourt, and Perdue the rebound. Tipped away. Pippen keeps it alive to Perdue. I'll tell you what, the long reach of David Robinson is everywhere, you know it? B.J. posting up. Bulls have gone cold here in the early going of this first quarter. Sean Elliott. Willie Anderson, picked up by Scottie Pippen. Blunt denied the initial interior feed. They tried to lob backdoor to Robinson. The pass off the mark, and here come the Bulls off the turnover trying to take advantage. Now the Bulls set up the offense. Pippen down low on Avery Johnson. Right back to B.J. Armstrong. Harper. Corey Blunt may not have been expecting it.
Wasn't ready. Nice pass down low.
Willie Anderson to Sean Elliott. Inside J.R. Reed. Denied by Corey Blunt. Knocked out of bounds. Going to belong to San Antonio. 21 to go on the shot clock.
Good play on this shot. As J.R. Reed gets inside, he fakes, goes up. Will waits for him and then blocks it away. He and Corey both.
Anderson, a quick feed into the middle and a collision down low. Got a foul coming up, and I believe it's going to be on Corey Blunt. That's his second personal foul.
See if Phil stays with this young man, or does he come with... Watch two guys rotate down as Robinson tries to set up down the low post.
Avery Johnson out front. 8.5 to go in this first quarter. Bulls hit 2 of their first 3 shots. Robinson in close. His first 2 points of the night.
Well, their MO has been to get out on a team early here at home, get out by 10-11, and then hang on to that lead. There's another pass down the middle. And
tough
good
pass.
Defense, yep.
Spurs broke it up, and off the steal Anderson to J.R. Reed, and an offensive foul coming up on Willie Anderson.
Pip played that well. He just stayed with the man with the ball. He was going to give up the jump shot, but not the layup. Held his ground, and they pick up the foul. Ronnie Harper back. Watch Pip. He just stands his ground, and Willie goes right over the top, draws the foul. So the Bulls not doing very well at this stage. What are they from the field? They're
2 for 4, but they've missed a couple of puppies in close.
And there's a couple times they didn't get a shot down this offensive area. They turned it over.
Will Purdue in close. Armstrong off a screen. Elliott the rebound, sealed off Corey Blunt. Here come the Spurs. This is Robinson. Willie Anderson at the arc for 3. Will Purdue chases down the carom. Bulls basketball. Pippen now sets up the offense. Purdue on the trail to Armstrong, and it's taken away by Avery Johnson. Here he goes.
Pip on the block. Yeah,
Elliott jams it.
That's good hustle by your star. Pippen went back to try to defend it. He did. He blocked the shot. Nobody else came back.
Spurs on an 8-0 run, and a full timeout taken now by Phil Jackson and the Chicago Bulls. 7:18 left to go first quarter. Spurs lead by 6.
Stop doing those crazy diets. Just follow my plan.
Go,
you don't
baby.
have to starve yourself.
Go,
you don't
baby.
have to
You gotta bring it anywhere you want to go. Just 4 short hours a day and you'll look like me.
If you want to be a star like me,
aren't you tired of all the hype and fitness fads? Well, turn off the hype and turn to a name you can trust, Nordic Track. Nordic Track isn't a fitness fad. It's the proven leader in home fitness for 19 years. And it's known as the world's best aerobic exerciser. Unlike other exercisers, Nordic Track gives you a total body workout that emphasizes all the major muscle groups. A more effective workout that raises your metabolism fast and burns more calories. In fact, after 5 years, 7 out of 10 people still use their Nordic Track regularly. So you make the choice: hype, hot air, empty promises, or Nordic Track. Don't settle for less than America's best. Call now for your free video and brochure.
Johnson drops it!
Come on, my dog can catch better than that. Right, Buster? Guys, we're going in. Hit it.
Coordinated. Hey, is that a dog? That's right, Bob, a dog, and they're gonna run the old pooch to the post. And now the guy with no helmet drops back to pass. Oh, great catch! Just like Miller Lite, Bob, you expect great things from the great taste that's never watered down. Touchdown, doggy! I have officially seen everything. Miller Lite, can your beer do this? It's go!
On Saturday, December 3rd, when the Bulls battle the Celtics, it's Miller Lite Lovables poster night. First 15,000 fans 21 and older entering the United Center will receive a Lovables poster. Compliments of Miller Lite. B.J. Armstrong looks up at the scoreboard that shows the Bulls trailing by the score of 10-4. 5 turnovers already in the first 4+ minutes of this ball game. Take a look at the turnovers and the points off those turnovers. Interior feed denied by J.R. Reed. Pippen throws it away. 6th turnover of the night. Avery Johnson converts easily.
And they're doing it on the perimeter. They did a couple of them down low, and now they're doing it outside. This gets them that lead.
Scottie Pippen. Corey Blunt on the turn. Purdue on the block. Pippen down low. Finally
He
puts it down the well.
Enough of this trying to lay it up. You got to jam it down when you're in there that close. They come in soft, throw you out of there.
6-point lead, San Antonio.
All right, a little screen and roll. Let's see if they both go to Avery Johnson. Nope.
Elliott out front, gets by Pippen. Scottie got a piece of it to break up the drive. Here's Johnson. 8 to go on the shot clock for San Antonio. Elliott around Scottie Pippen. BJ helped out, but not in time. Elliott with 6. San Antonio leading 14-6.
Good two-man game. They just put everybody on their side and took advantage of Sean Elliott in a mismatch.
Corey Blunt against J.R. Reed. Ron Harper.
3, yes, sir. Good to see him knock that 3 down. He's got that range for it, but he hasn't hit very many of them.
Harper with 5 points, and the Bulls trail by 5. Johnson against B.J. Armstrong. David Robinson off a screen by J.R. Reed. Robinson is the complete package. Yes, he can thunder it down inside. He can hit a soft jump from the outside.
And that's something. They set a screen for a 7-foot center to hit that little J, and he just knocks it right down.
Pippen to answer. Robinson the rebound. Avery Johnson on the run. They've got a 3-on-2. Make it 4-on-2, and J.R. Reed commits the offensive foul on the drive.
Well, that's your leader, Scottie Pippen, took one charge, and now your other co-captain, B.J. Armstrong, takes the other one as they come down. B.J. just spreads himself out. They flip it on over to J.R. Reed, and he has got the foul.
Change coming up for San Antonio. The rifleman, Chuck Person, reports on, replacing Willie Anderson, and you see Bill Wennington step into your picture. First time in this regular season we've seen him fresh off the injured list. This is Pippen.
Illegal. Robinson didn't come out with Bill Wennington.
A warning against San Antonio. They reload the shot clock. Next illegal defense call. Of course, the Bulls will be shooting free throws. This is Harper. Kukoc with a screen. Tony looking to go to work against J.R. Reed. Foul coming up on Reed. Robinson was helping out as well. Take a look at Tony Kukoc off the bench.
You know how impressive that stat is. He only got 2 in the first game we played. So that's he's really followed up very well.
The foul on J.R. Reed was his second, only the second on the team, and Tony off the mark got his first free throw attempt. Bill Jackson talking with Scottie Pippen.
Well, now they come. Ron Harper goes out. They come with Foster at the center. That puts Bill Wennington. We talked about it in the lobby. Would you get some time at the power forward? He says, we haven't had a chance to work on it. You know, he just came back, got off the injured list today.
Kukoc, 1 out of 2. Bulls trail by 6. Some pressure in the backcourt. Bulls are number 1 in the NBA at forcing turnovers, 23 per game. J.R. Reed. Here's Johnson. Coming up on 4.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Robinson traveled in close. He was double teamed by Armstrong. Hit off the San Antonio turnover. Bulls basketball. Tony Kukoc. Steal down low by Person. Here comes J.R. Reed. Reed going backdoor to the Admiral. Scored and a foul.
Terrible foul. Well, you got a guy like that now. You got to grab both arms. You don't just bump into him. 7-footer that can dunk it. Watch this where he gets the ball. Right underneath the basket. Right now you've got to take it. A little tap and then you pull your hand away. That doesn't do you very good.
Greg Foster's first personal third on the team. Robinson looking to complete the three-point play, and he does. He has 7 points already in the ball game. San Antonio's lead is 9. Spurs coming off a loss last night, 112-99 to Denver. They got down to the Nuggets 37-21 after 1 quarter. Pippen looking to deal baseline, gets right by Elliott. Nicely done.
What an athletic move that was. Reverse English the wrong way.
Does that make it Spanish? I don't know. Just asking. J.R. Reed. Goaltending the call as Greg Foster was up on the rim. That ball would not have gone in. At least it didn't look like it was going to. Yep. So score the field goal for J.R. Reed. He now has 4. San Antonio leading again by 9. Pippen trying to keep the Bulls within shouting distance. Illegal defense, San Antonio, and the Bulls will get some free throws out of this. Bulls will get to the line here. Bob Hill looking on.
7 turnovers in his first quarter. 7 turnovers, that's a lot. Of course, the Bulls have been averaging a lot.
18 a game, over 18 turnovers a game. Terry Cummings looking to come back on. Cummings, the former DePaul All-America. PJ at the line with the free throw.
Look at the turnovers here, 23 and a half. And what they do, so you're going into the game really giving them the advantage, having the ball 11 more times than you do.
Wennington up high. Greg Foster over Cummings. Nice touch from the big guy. Avery Johnson on the push. San Antonio leading 21-15. Robinson. JR leading the cheers. Greg Foster on the block against Terry Cummings. Wennington kept it alive to Pippen.
Pick it up, pick it up.
Armstrong at the arc.
Look at it. You got it over Cummings.
Scottie Pippen. Wennington over Robinson. Left it short and Chuck Person the rebound. Avery Johnson to Sean Elliott. 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Robinson. Back tapped rebound, flagged down by Kukoc. Tony pulls up for 2. Avery Johnson the rebound. Back the other way come the Spurs with numbers. Chuck Person for 3. An air ball.
Ooh, was there.
Cummings keeps it alive to Avery Johnson. Person gets the step. Cummings in the corner against Scottie Pippen. 8 to go on the shot clock. Time winding down. 2 minutes to go in the period. Robinson with the bailout. Higher. Wennington the rebound, and here come the Bulls. BJ. Tony Kukoc. Fouled by Elliott. Oh, wait a minute. Double dribble, the call on Kukoc. No foul on the reach around move by Elliott. It'll be Spurs basketball off the 9th turnover of the game for the Bulls, much to the dismay of Tony Kukoc. 23-15 Spurs, under 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
It's time for friends to fly free on Southwest Airlines.
Wake up and smell the coffee.
And people are friendlier than ever. Just make reservations at least a day in advance and buy your round-trip ticket at Southwest's regular low unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you, free, anywhere we fly.
Joe, Dad, what do you think?
Friends fly free on Southwest, the low-fare airline. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA.
Joe. Oh, this guy amazing, chump, man. I can take this guy with one hand tied behind my back.
Go for it.
Miller Lite presents Hurricane Hughes versus...
What's your name?
Joe, but I'm just gonna trick you.
Miller Lite! You can expect great things with a great taste that's never watered down.
Guys, bullfighting. Yeah.
Miller Lite. Can your beer do this?
To soothe athlete's foot, to relieve the burning, the itching, Desinex does it. But to cure athlete's foot, to kill the fungus that causes it, Desinex does it. Only Desinex has UDA, proven to both soothe the itching and burning and cure even tough athlete's foot cases. To soothe and cure athlete's foot, Desinex does it all. And for jock itch, Cruex is the #1 cure. Cruex cures jock itch.
On Tuesday, December 13th, of the Bulls battle the Pistons, it's Bulls Hat Night. First 10,000 fans entering the United Center will receive a Bulls hat, compliments of Sports Channel. Let's pause right here for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV, Chicago.
This innocent-looking water cannon deposited about, what, 3,000 gallons of water on fans here in the Alamo Dome?
A fireworks display before the game went off, and one of the things hit that thing, and it's supposed to have a 30-second bypass. Well, I got news for you. It loaded a section here of the Alamo on opening night. Wow.
That was opening night against Golden State. They had a big crowd here, over 20,000.
Jed Bushler gets his first look at the NBA. Oh.
Johnson beats the defense down the lane and a foul.
Oh, is it open? And he went with his right hand. That's his slow side.
Tony Kukoc gets his first personal. First of the last 2 minutes.
Look at this. Open, 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 open.
Now Avery Johnson all right as he takes care of his eye. Moses is in for David. This is a Bible story, isn't it?
Well, they got two guys in the lineup right now that have 32 years experience between them. 20 by Moses and 12 by Terry Cummings.
Avery Johnson looking to complete a three-point play. Wennington takes down the rebound off the floor. Steve Kerr is in the ball game as well for the Bulls. Kerr and Bushler, two good outside shooters at the guard spots. Kukoc, Wennington, Foster up front for the Bulls. Wennington wants to go to the block, and Bushler kicked out of bounds by Terry Cummings. It'll be Bulls basketball at a fresh 24. Phil Jackson and Jimmy Rogers on the Bulls bench. Jimmy Rogers was up in Denver last night, witnessed the Nuggets blowout of the Spurs. Tony beats Cummings on the drive. Kerr for three. Foster keeps the rebound alive. Good rebound over the back of Moses Malone. Quick ball movement now by the Bulls. Foster pops open again. Person can't handle the rebound, and it's going to belong to Chicago. Tony Kukoc got a piece of it.
Chris Whitney in the game now for Avery Johnson, and Tony will inbound it here. Here comes Dickie Simpkins.
Simpkins coming in for the first time tonight.
15 points for the Bulls with 105. This is a very, very slow first quarter.
Judd Bushler activated today off the injury list. Greg Foster posting up. Moses Malone got a foul coming up on Moses. Put two hands on.
You know, every time he does something, he gets closer to a record. You know, every time Moses does something, that's probably another record.
It's got to be.
Foul.
8,000 fouls or something. Here's Bill Wennington.
A little winded after his first chance.
Dickie Simpkins passes up the shot attempt. Tony Kukoc finds Simpkins. This time he's shooting over Elliott. Chuck Person, the rifleman. Chris Whitney had a good screen from Person. Tried to return the favor. Simpkins picked it off. Kukoc ahead of the field. $25 from McDonald's to Charitables every time a Chicago Bulls slam dunks in tonight's game, and the Chicago deficit is down to 8.
Bulls have to put some trapping defense on here with this last, well, it's only 28 seconds now.
7-second difference, shot clock to game clock here. Bulls extend the defense. Spurs spread it out. Cummings down low over Foster. Tipped by Malone, won't go, and we've got a foul inside on Dickie Simpkins, the rookie. Loose ball foul on Simpkins, I believe. Bob Hill looking on, and Simpkins picks up his first personal. Scottie Pippen on the bench. Pip just 4 points in the first period.
He's going to come back in now.
Willie Anderson back on, replacing Sean Elliott for the Spurs, and Moses Malone at the free throw line. NBA's all-time leader in free throws made, under the 9,000 in his career. Take a look at this. Red mentioned every time he does something, he's closing in on a record, and you can see it right there. 5th in rebounds. B.J. Armstrong is back as well. And Simpkins and Foster lead.
I don't know if they have that stat. I'm sure he leads the league in 3-second violations.
Oh, I would think so. But you know what? He's among the league leaders career-wise in fewest disqualifications.
It came directly out of high school, Petersburg High School in Virginia.
This is his 21st year of pro basketball. Time winding down, first quarter. Spurs by 10. Moses guarding Kukoc. BJ for 3. Ring it.
Yeah, BJ gets his second 3 of the year.
Time expires in the first quarter. Well, it was a struggle throughout much of the quarter, but B.J. Armstrong happy to drain his first tray of the night, second of the season, slicing the San Antonio lead to 7 at 27-20 as we complete one.
For the first time anywhere, Hercules.
Help me, Hercules.
Half man, half god, all action. An all-new action-packed adventure. Tony Katane, Anthony Quinn, and Kevin Sorbo as Hercules in the underworld. Friday night at 7 on WGN Channel 9.
These are credit cards. They enable you to make purchases, cover emergencies, and delay payment, unless you can't get one. These are gettable credit cards from Key Federal. They're secured by money you keep in a Key Federal savings account, so almost anyone can get them. Come on, go ahead, but call first. Call today and apply for gettable credit cards from Key Federal, where yes feels a whole lot better than no.
Let's talk about hard versus easier. That's hard, and that is much easier. See? So we made the Illinois Lottery's Little Lotto game easier to win. Not harder. Easier. Now you only pick from 30 balls instead of 35. That makes the game easier to win, so there's more winners. And there's still a $200,000 grand prize to a single winner. Quick review. Hard, easier, more winners. The new Little Lotto. Hard not to play because it's easier to win.
On this special edition of Siskel and Ebert, we're going to be reviewing Going to a Bulls Game.
It's just like going to the movies. You've got a big screen,
long shots,
heroes,
villains,
great action sequences, and don't forget surround sound. Let's start.
Coming December 3rd, it's Miller Lite Love of Bulls poster night when the Bulls meet the Celtics.
Write down the Bulls' high score, his point total, and the date of tonight's game, and send it on a postcard to WGN. You could win round-trip tickets on Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline.
Start of the second quarter, Spurs on the attack, leading by 7. Chris Whitney out front, guarded by Steve Kerr. Terry Cummings trying to get position on the rookie Dickie Simpkins on the block. 8 to go on the shot clock. The rifleman down the lane. Moses can't quite handle the rebound. Up for grabs, still on the floor. And they tie it up. Foster came away with it, and Phil Jackson wants to know who got the ball. The numbers in the first quarter. Spurs right at 50%. The turnover, the big story there, and the points off turnover. Foster in person on the tip and controlled by San Antonio. Whitney, Anderson, person out front. Moses Malone and the former Chicagoan Terry Cummings on the front line, and Kukoc off the steal feeds Bushler. Nicely done on the break by the Bulls.
Bushler's first 2 points for the Bulls.
Chicago back to within 5. Biggest lead was 10 earlier in the ball game in the first quarter by San Antonio. Moses against Tony Kukoc, and got a push coming up here. Moses Malone, 38 years old. Kukoc picks up his second. That's the first on the team.
Here's Tony, great passer in the Bushler. Bushler high off the glass, knocks it in. Nice job. And then coming down. You know, those 15 points off turnovers in the first quarter, it seems like every time we made a turnover, it was uncontested that they would score. And that's the difference in, you know, you cut those in half and you're right here in the game.
Moses is actually 39, John. I was being kind to him.
Yeah, well, let's see, what is it? January, March, he'll be, March of 55 he was born, so he will be at the turn of the year.
40 years old. Anderson over Bushler. Tough shot. Bushler the rebound. Bulls trailing 28-22. Opening 2 minutes of play in this second quarter. Foster on the block against Malone. Simpkins wide open. Kerr. Kukoc pushed off on the rebound. And for Tony, his third already, and that will precipitate a change for Coach Jackson. Pippen quickly up off the bench. He'll come on.
Now watch this hand. This is how you do it by the book. 2 hands, yes. Moses went, what?
Kukoc leaves. Pippen back on. Dickie Simpkins leaves. Corey Blunt returns to the lineup for the Chicago Bulls.
You know, as I said before, and we were talking in a pregame show about BJ not getting good looks at the 3 without guys guarding him. The Bulls are not getting anything out of the down low post, and that way you don't have to guard them. They catch the ball and they look to give it up. They don't look to make a move. Watch this isolation. 3 men on one side. Terry Cummings saying, "Get out of my way. I want to go."
And we've got a foul coming up on Corey Blunt.
But you can't respect the pivot play if the guy can't make a move when he gets the ball. The Bulls are not a good offensive low post team unless Tony's in there. Tony's got the moves. Here comes Simpkins now back right away for Corey Blunt.
And what you've got to do is put the ball in Tony's hands or get him isolated on the block, right?
Yeah. Right.
Now, quick whistle off the inbounds, and Mike Mathis has a call, and this one's going against Terry Cummings. Cummings picks up his first on the team. Bob Hill, 5 years a head coach in this league.
Bulls not very active, but they're still hanging right there. Spurs are not playing all that well.
Pip wanted to go inside. Pippen trying to feed. Foster denied by Moses Malone. 7 to go, 5 to go on the shot clock now. Pippen at the arc with 3 to go, and the rebound taken down by Chuck Person.
There's another point. The ball went into the pivot. The pivot man couldn't do anything with it. The Bulls end up taking that 3 with pressure.
The last touch by Chicago. It'll belong to San Antonio. 19 to go on the shot clock. Judd Bushler picking up Willie Anderson. Cummings was pushed, scored, and a foul.
Steve Kerr get him with that hand on the side. Okay, the pass comes into Terry Cummings from Person. Now he's going to shoot it. Watch this. Here it is from the side. He just got him on the hand. Cummings strong enough to knock that one through. So 2 guys have scored in this quarter.
Cummings missed the final 4 games of the preseason with pleurisy. And he drains the free throw. Phil Jackson wants a timeout as Scottie Pippen advances, and the Bulls will take a timeout with 9:50 left to go in this first half. San Antonio back on top by 9, and Coach Jackson not happy about it.
It's time for friends to fly free on Southwest Airlines.
Wake up and smell the coffee.
And people are friendlier than ever. Just make reservations at least a day in advance and buy your round-trip ticket at Southwest's regular low unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you, free, anywhere we fly.
Joe, Dad, what do you think?
Friends fly free on Southwest, the low-fare airline. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA.
Filtered Miller Genuine Draft, the cold one.
So you shook me, baby.
For those who've discovered its smooth draft taste, the world is a very cool place. So get out of the old and get into the cold.
It might surprise you that a lot of folks do their holiday shopping at True Value. You see, we've got just what you need to wrap up a happy holiday. Still, some people just can't wait to get to those big discount stores. And wait. And wait. Well, now at True Value, get 2 Master Electrician flashlights for just $6.99. And these battery booster cables are just $6.97. So, why wait? True Value, Christmas is just around the corner.
The great George Gervin, his number retired here in San Antonio. Reminder, on Monday, December 5th, the Bulls battle the Nets. It's IBI Travel Clock night. First 10,000 fans entering the United Center will receive a Bulls clock, compliments of IBI Travel. Bulls basketball.
We had dinner last night with George's coach when he was with Chicago, Stan Albeck.
Kerr for 3. Steve Kerr with his first tray of the night. He's made 6 of his last 12 three-point attempts, and the Bulls hanging in there, trailing now by 6, 31-25.
Look at him isolate on that side. 2 guys over the top of that 3 to get 1 more, and it's an illegal offense.
Down low, Whitney to Moses Malone. Moses in the lane. Simpkins the rebound for Chicago. David Robinson's gotten a long rest on the bench. He's had a little tendonitis in his knees and played last night, played over 40 minutes in Denver. Bushler to Pippen down low. Picked up by Malone. Scottie doesn't get the roll, and Chuck Person comes up with it. Chris Whitney knocked out of bounds by Scottie Pippen and Judd Bushler. It'll belong to San Antonio. David Robinson back on, replacing Moses Malone. Will Perdue up off the Bulls bench. And he's going to get Greg Foster.
There's Stan Albeck in the middle there.
Spurs ball. Former head coach at Bradley as well. Willie Anderson's down low feed denied by Pippen. They were trying to hit Robinson to the baseline. Here's Bushler to complete it.
He's finished off 2 nice fast break plays.
Bushler with 4 off the bench, and the Bulls trail by 4. Whitney gets a screen from Cummings. Cummings left unattended momentarily.
3 seconds, yeah.
Yes, sir.
They do a nice job of isolating 3 men on one side, 2-man game on the other side. We'll take a look at Scottie Pippen, 29 straight games with a steal, and he's done it again tonight.
And his last steal has helped propel the Bulls on a 5-0 run here to get back into this game. Spurs led by 10 in the first quarter. And they had a 7-point lead at the end of 1 period complete. Pippen finds Perdue. Will Perdue deposits the pill. He has his first 2 points of the night.
Only
2-point lead.
Yeah, 4 points scored in this quarter by the Spurs. No take a timeout.
Bob Hill and company talk things over. The Bulls have charged back into it on a 7-0 run. It is San Antonio 31, Chicago 29.
It's time to play.
Get into Luxor, Las Vegas by entering under the Sphinx's belly and through a boat, which is really the lobby, and then past the Talking Camels by the Nile Riverboat ride and up this elevator, which moves at a 39-degree angle, and drop your stuff off in your room and go to the Secrets of the Pyramid, which takes you to the past, present, and future, and then jump into the pool for a brisk swim because it's only a gazillion degrees outside, and head to the spa for a massage, only to wind up inside a flight simulator. And if you're not getting into it by now, do yourself a favor, buddy, and check your pulse.
Filtered Miller Genuine Draft, the cold one. For those who've discovered its smooth draft taste,
you know, I've been looking for that.
The world is a very cool place. So get out of the old and get into the cold.
This holiday season, while you're shopping, we'll be dropping a ton of money in the Discover Card Big Payback. Now, every time you use your card, you're automatically entered in our holiday sweepstakes. The more you shop, the more chances you have to win. Weekly bonus prizes of $50,000 or land the ultimate $1 million grand prize. It pays to discover. The card with the big payback.
Wayne Larrabee, Red Kerr. Here's what's on tap. Coming up later on to this road trip, a little bit later on this week. Bullseye starts 7 o'clock. We'll be at Reunion Arena for the Bulls and the Dallas Mavericks. Saturday, December 3rd, Bulls battle the Celtics. It's Miller Lite Lovables poster night. First 15,000 fans, 21 and older, entering the United Center will receive a Lovables poster, compliments of Miller Lite. San Antonio resumes offensively. Spurs have sputtered here in the second quarter. Johnson missing from the outside, and the shooting continues cold in this quarter for the Spurs. Robinson got ahead of the field. Boy, he runs the floor so well. It'll be San Antonio basketball as the Bulls misfire on their opportunity with a fast break.
What were they going to do with that pass in the corner anyway if the guy caught it? Come down, take your time, and set up. Another turnover.
9 turnovers for the Bulls in the ball game. Robinson on the drive, tried to split the defense. Will Perdue guilty of the foul. Will's first personal. That's already the 5th on the team, so the Bulls are over the limit here in the second quarter.
Steve Kerr tried to take the offensive foul, but it was already committed by Will.
So the Admiral heads to the free throw line. David Robinson has scored 30 points or more 111 times in his career, including the last 3 games. Robinson just 73.5% from the free throw line thus far this season. Played 44 minutes last night. Got a feeling that's why I got such a long spell on the bench here. Into the first quarter and start of the second quarter. Pippen trying to accelerate the baseline. Elliott cut him off. Double team from Cummings. Somebody's open, and we got an illegal defense. Yep. The illegal defense is on Willie Anderson out of position. And it's a technical foul. It's the 3rd illegal defense called on Bob Hill's San Antonio Spurs. Every time I see Bob Hill, I still think Indiana Pacers.
Yeah.
You know.
Steve Kerr now will take the free throw. B.J. Armstrong hit one of the illegal D in the first quarter, and Steve's got 4 points now.
There's Dave Cowens. Boy, he could play some basketball.
No, he was out here in his shorts before the game. He was warming up with the players, getting them. Oh, he could play.
He was a smallish center on a championship Celtics team. A couple of them back to the 1970s. Simpkins went the wrong way as Kerr's pass sails out of bounds, and Phil Jackson not at all happy with that. Another turnover for the Bulls, up to double digits. The posture says all. Robinson out front. J.R. Reed.
Not his shot, really, is it?
Nope. Will Perdue the rebound. Here comes Steve Kerr.
Yeah, the Bulls have a chance to tie it up, take the lead here.
Scottie off a screen by Perdue out high. Scottie wants to take J.R. Reed off the dribble. Watch it. We're tied. Avery Johnson right back. We are tied at 32. Robinson and another foul coming up on Dickie Simpkins. Simpkins' second personal foul, and it will send the Admiral back to the free throw line. Take a look at this. This is this year, of course, and Robinson off to an excellent start, leading the San Antonio Spurs, and not just the points, Red, but the rebounding. He's getting 17 rebounds a game, and that's really taken up the slack for the loss of Dennis Rodman.
Almost 4 blocks too, you know. So,
yes.
I mean, he's really dominated that paint.
Plus, he gets almost 2 steals a game. Talking about one of the most productive all-around centers in the game of basketball, obviously. Spurs by 2. Bushler to Perdue on the block against Robinson. Perdue over the top of the hook.
He didn't look again. You know, you got to look at the basket. Will is just throwing it up from memory.
Johnson, the alley-oop into Robinson, and a push coming up down low on David Robinson. That's his first personal. Offensive foul on Robinson. Coach Hill not happy with that. Neither coach has been very happy here tonight.
No.
Spurs got in from Denver around 2 a.m. this morning. They did their walkthrough and shoot around as we got to the arena around 5 o'clock this afternoon. Illegal defense again on San Antonio. This is the 4th one on the Spurs. It's on J.R. Reed. Phil Jackson wants to talk with his captain, Scottie Pippen. Steve Kerr back at the line. Chance to bring the Bulls to within 1. Five for Steve Kerr here in the second quarter. Phil directing the show now, setting up the offense for the Bulls. And apparently fresh 24 now. I thought for a minute Phil was going to call a timeout.
Yeah, I did too. I thought he must have said 5 up, I think. Calling a timeout.
Dickie Simpkins had it knocked away by Anderson. Avery Johnson on the push. 6 for Johnson. San Antonio by 3. Pippen right back to answer. Bushler out of the corner. A push on Sean Elliott as he knocked Will Perdue to the floor. Elliott's first personal. That is the second of the team.
That's another turnover. Leads directly to points off the turnover as Avery Johnson took it on in. And now, let's see. We're taking a clinic here on pushes. Let's see what happens. Here's Will. Is this a good push? Yeah, that was 2 hands by 2 players. You saw Tony give it 2 hands by 1 player.
Bulls could tie with a tray. This brings them to within 1, but Kerr off the mark on the jumper. Got a good look at it. Robinson the rebound. Avery Johnson, a little stop and go action on the perimeter. Willie Anderson to the yard. Deals baseline on Pippen. The Admiral.
Second somewhere, isn't it? Illegal D.
Illegal defense coming up on the Bulls. And it's on Jud Bushler. That's the first on the Bulls. They reload the shot clock and the Spurs inbound. Here's a look at Judd, former Golden State Warrior. Spurs are leading 36-33. 5:25 to go first half. J.R. Reed. Willie Anderson off a screen by Reed.
Go get it. Back up.
The save by Anderson to Robinson. Now Johnson out front resets the offense. Oh, good move by Johnson. Oh, my. Talk about weaving in and out of traffic.
Good move, poor defense. A combination of 2 things.
Bushler off a screen by Perdue to the left hand. Robinson the rebound. Spurs by 5 once again. Willie Anderson. Now Avery Johnson sets up the offense. Pippen's got Johnson on a switch. Perdue is on Anderson. Anderson deals baseline, and he was blocked by Perdue apparently.
They took advantage real quick of a mismatch of Willie Anderson and Perdue. Now let's watch this move. Look at this. Guy comes in, penetrates, throws it off the glass, and now they draw a foul on Will Perdue.
And on Will Perdue, it is his second personal foul. Team has long been over the foul limit. We still have 4.5 minutes to go in this first half of play, and the Spurs lead is 5.
Well, look, the Bulls came back to tie it up, but at 32 now they've scored 6 points here.
Anderson with his second, and he drains a pair. Willie Anderson, a 77% free throw shooter, and the Spurs lead is back to 7. Here's Scottie Pippen. Dickie Simpkins on the wing. Pippen baseline, one-on-one with Sean Elliott. Double team from J.R. Reed. Simpkins is the open man.
Dickie gets his first deuce of the night.
5-point lead, San Antonio. J.R. Reed on the block against the rookie Simpkins. Left the hook shot short. Pippen corrals the board. Pippen to Simpkins in close, and he was fouled. Robinson and Reed, and I believe they're going to get JR on the foul.
That was a good play by Simpkins. He sprinted out. He beat everybody down the floor. Pip looked like he was going to take a 3, so they have to come back out to him, and then he fires it on down. Simpkins has already gone down the floor. He really has got down there quick, so they had to cover him. And then when Pip faked the 3, drew the offense out, they threw it down, or the defense out, and Simpkins got fouled.
Dickey off the mark on his first. He had been 6 of 6 at the free throw line prior to that attempt. And here is Terry Cummings back on, replacing J.R. Reed, who left with his 3rd personal foul.
There it is. You see Dickey's down underneath already. There he gets the ball and draws the foul. See if he can split these free throws here.
Simpkins should see extended minutes here tonight, and he has so far in this first half due to the foul trouble on Corey Blunt and the absence of Larry Kristoviak, who was placed on the injured list today after arthroscopic knee surgery earlier this week. San Antonio's lead is 4.
Tony Harper's going to end up with Cummings. Watch what happens here. Pip made him travel, I thought.
Knocked out of bounds, and they're going to call a foul anyway coming up.
8. Dickey Simpkins.
Yeah, Dickey Simpkins
is 3rd.
Well, the power forward position, the young power forwards for the Bulls, Corey Blunt and Dickey Simpkins, have combined for 6 fouls, 3 apiece here tonight in this first half. Greg Foster coming into the ball game in a moment for the Bulls as David Robinson heads to the line. David at the line now has made 5 out of 6. Simpkins leaves. There's a look at the free throw per game. David Robinson right up there.
He'll be right there with this one. 7, right?
That's his 7th. 14 points for Robinson in the first half. Dickey Simpkins not happy. He's on the bench because of foul trouble. Purdue high post. This is Harper. 8 to go on the shot clock. Pass for Purdue, taken away by the Spurs. Robinson to Cummings, Avery Johnson, back to Terry Cummings.
Turnover, points off turnover.
The passing has not been very crisp at all for Chicago tonight, and that has led to many of these turnovers and easy points off turnovers for San Antonio.
It's out on the side again. I mean, you'd think that the Bulls played the back-to-back game. This is, of course, it's another tough lineup out there.
Harper for 3.
His second 3 of the game.
8 points for Ron Harper. Bulls trailing 44-39. Under 3 minutes to go, first half. Johnson gets a screen from Robinson. Double team from Foster on the ball. They rotate over to Elliott on the drive. Had it stripped away. Oh, nice feed to Cummings. 7 points for Terry Cummings. 7 points again, the lead for San Antonio. Armstrong against Johnson. Nice move. BJ has 6. His 2nd from the field. Coming up on 2 minutes left to go in the half. Bulls trail by 5. 2 minutes. Elliott on the move again, and this time an offensive foul.
David Robinson.
It is on Robinson. Setting the screen. His 2nd personal, as you mentioned. Under 2 minutes to go. Armstrong again posting Avery Johnson. Help comes from Chuck Person. Pippen at the arc. 7 to go on the shot clock for the Bulls. Foster position of the rebound. Offensive glass. BJ for 3.
Yeah, another 3. He's on the beam.
2nd tray for Armstrong tonight. Bulls trail by just 2. Avery Johnson walks it across for San Antonio.
Boy, all the bad things that the Bulls have done, they're only down 2.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Johnson to Robinson. Oh, they spread the floor beautifully. Cummings, 1 extra pass to Person for 3. Robinson back taps the rebound to B.J. Armstrong. Bulls can tie. Armstrong. Robinson taps the rebound to himself. Watch Robinson on the break.
No, not a good play. You got to get over in front. You can't run backwards with him. Robinson will go to the free throw line, and that's another foul on Greg Foster, his 2nd. Do something, do something. Half a body.
Well, at least he didn't allow him to make the shot, right? That's about what you could say. But you're right. Foster just did not have position. But illustration of how Robinson, you know, for a 7-footer, John, the way he can run the floor.
7 free throws in this quarter for Robinson. He scored 6 of them, no baskets.
Robinson with 15 in the game. 47-44, San Antonio. Harper. B.J. Armstrong to Pippen on the block. Harper for another 3. Robinson seals off the board, San Antonio. Johnson on the move, under a minute to go. Sean Elliott for 2. 8 for Elliott, his first 2 of this quarter.
Well, the Bulls tried to get a 2-for-1. See if they'll take a 20. Did they take their 20 already? Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
3-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Pippen out front, Bulls will wait as long as they can. 6 to go on the shot clock. Pippen goes to work on isolation. 3 to go. Scottie not going to get it off.
That's the way it's going. 3.5 seconds left. Watch out. 3.9.
A worried look from Phil Jackson. 20-second timeout for Bob Hill and the Spurs. 3.5 remaining to be played in the half. The Bulls trailing by 5. Bob Hill designing the play.
That turnover was what? Number 11?
Number 12 on the turnover table for the Bulls.
They say they're cheaper by the dozen when you got turnovers, right? If you buy them at a bakery, they give you an extra one.
Oh, there's always a baker's dozen, Red. I'm sure the Bulls will be at that level before this game is over.
Again, I'm amazed that they've stayed right here because this is a high-energy team playing at home. They really play well at home.
You know, John, it does look like
by 5.
It does look like the Spurs played a game in Mile High Country last night. You know, they just don't quite have the spring we've seen them have in the past, and that's understandable when you consider they played up in Denver last night. Tough game for Robinson and company. They got down early to the Nuggets.
They want to try to keep Avery Johnson from getting the ball. I mean, you almost throw 2 guys on Johnson and make him come way back. Give it to him at half court and they get a shot off.
Chuck Burchett on the inbounds. Avery Johnson. Johnson got a screen from Robinson and almost drained it. So the half comes to a close, and as Red Kerr mentioned, despite 12 turnovers and a plethora of points off those turnovers by Robinson to the Spurs, the Bulls are in it, trailing by just 5, 49-44. Now let's go back to the studio and Steve Sanders with a look at what's ahead on WGN News, followed by Dan Rowan in the WGN Sports Halftime Report.
This is WGN News Halftime Report.
Good evening, I'm Steve Sanders.
And I'm Tom Skilling. I'll have a quick look at the weather in just a moment.
But first tonight, here is a look at some of the stories we're working on for WGN News after the Bulls game. A Chicago couple burned in a horrible accident tell the story of pain and heartbreak after their 6 children were burned last week near Milwaukee. Tonight, you will hear the father talk about those last moments before their van burst into flames. A Chicago eye care clinic is targeted by federal agents. Tonight, you'll hear from a former patient who says his eye surgery never worked. And a state of emergency is declared in Florida. Tonight, Tropical Storm Gordon has left a path of destruction behind. We will have the latest on that story. And Tom Skilling joins us now with a look at our weather. Tom?
Well, Steve, tonight we expect some areas of low clouds and haze to develop with more wind later tonight and temperatures down to 30 well inland, 42 lakeshore. A southeast wind will pick up by morning. Tomorrow, some cloudy periods, a little mixed sun, milder and breezy, highs 52 to 57. We'll have a look at a storm that could affect us later in the weekend and the fact that Gordon is moving out to sea and is going to spare Florida any further effects, it looks like now, Steve.
Okay, thanks, Tom. We will see you all after the game for the day's news. Up next, Dan Rowan with WGN Sports Halftime.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I was hosting my first big business dinner and I paid with my Visa card. Turns out I was over my limit. I was so embarrassed I didn't know what to do. So I got the American Express card and it never happened again.
Call 1-800-THE-CARD. We can take your application right over the phone.
Applying for the card was one of the easiest things I've ever done, and smartest. And anyone who's ever gone anywhere knows it. I have a place to cash checks, get my mail, and get help when I need it.
That's good to know, because I intend to see as much of the world as I can. It's just great getting off the beaten path now and then. And I feel better when I've got the card with me. Even if I lose the card, no matter where I am, they'll get a new one to me in no time.
So call now for the American Express card.
Once I had this roommate. She had style. One day she was going out just to shop, but before she left, she put a lipstick and an American Express card in her back pocket. I thought, that's pretty cool. What else do you need?
My dad said the minute you get a job, get an American Express card. He said, trust me on this one. I've gone everywhere with it. And here's a tip. Sign up for membership miles, and everything you charge on the card will earn you program miles, so you can keep on traveling.
Call now for the American Express card. You can apply right over the phone.
It's really worth it.
It helped not having a preset limit.
I got cash on the go.
I can call 24 hours a day.
Go anywhere, and it's with you all the way.
Don't delay. Just dial 1-800-THE-CARD.
You know, at AutoZone, we know our customers work just as hard as we do. So we're open when they need us, at night and on Sundays. And since 2 million folks each week count on AutoZone for what they need when they need it, we're not about to let them down. That's why we carry so many parts and why we price them so low every day. You see, selling top quality parts at low prices every day is how we make a living. But helping customers, well, that's how we make friends.
You're not renting, are you? You'll find designer tuxedos at Buyatux. Better products, service, selection, and lower prices. Buyatux, 615 West Roosevelt Road, just east of the expressway across from Chernins.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Well, the news not bad from San Antonio. Bulls trailing the Spurs, but only by 5, 49-44 at halftime. Hello again from Chicago. Dan Roan with WGN Sports Halftime. Aside from the game in San Antonio, the other big news involves Coach Phil Jackson, fined by the NBA today $10,000 for comments critical of referee Hugh Hollins, specifically Hollins' performance in Saturday night's game with Dallas. Earlier tonight on the Bullseye, Phil had this reaction to the NBA penalty.
Ouch. Oh, does that hurt? My wife is always trying to get me to spend money, but I don't think she meant this way. I can't figure out quite yet how I defamed or demoralized or did anything critical of official. I said that I thought he came with an attitude. I think I was probably right in that, but you know, if I keep talking about it, it'll probably be another 10, so I better shut up.
Yeah, he's right. He may get some more after tonight. Meantime, back to the game. David Robinson, the NBA's leading rebounder and fourth leading scorer, doing it big. And San Antonio had a 7-point first quarter lead, but the Bulls rally. Scottie Pippen, with some help from players off the bench tonight, drains one to tie the game at 32 apiece. Avery Johnson, though, would give the Spurs the lead back with a great penetration move here. 38-33 there, and again at halftime, it's 49-44, Chicago trailing. Also in the NBA tonight, Seattle and Boston on the parquet. Seattle's last trip to the Boston Garden. Dominique trying to wreck the occasion. He had 17 in the first half, but Boston hanging with him tonight, even though the Sonics got a little lucky here with Vincent Askew. Bad lob. They get to break in the other end, 53-all at halftime. The Celtics scored the first 9 points in the third period, and right now lead it big, 98-76. Dino Raja had 20 by halftime, and a Celtic rout tonight. The other game well along tonight, the 76ers lead the Heat 99-85. Miami playing without Matt Geiger, whose eardrum ruptured when the team plane depressurized on takeoff last night from Miami. Kevin Willis also out with a bad thigh, and the Heat losing big to the Sixers. Also in the NBA, the Suns with the early lead on the T-Wolves, and later on tonight, the Knicks and the Lakers in L.A. And we'll be back with more on WGN Sports Halftime right after this.
Chicago Bulls basketball is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this? Your local Ford dealer, the Truck Authority. Your True Value hardware store. Help is just around the corner. AT&T, proud sponsor of the NBA and the Chicago Bulls. And by Southwest Airlines. Flying the low-fare airline is just plain smart.
The temperature never drops below Xerex. That's very important to remember, especially at a time like this, when it's very deserted and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerex Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
The average commercial break can last up to 4 minutes. Just thought you'd like to know. Ice cold milk. Help yourself.
To soothe athlete's foot, to relieve the burning, the itching, Desinex does it. But to cure athlete's foot, to kill the fungus that causes it, Desinex does it. Only Desinex has UDA, proven to both soothe the itching and burning and cure even tough athlete's foot cases. To soothe and cure athlete's foot, Desinex does it all. And for jock itch, Cruex is the #1 cure. Cruex cures jock itch.
On this special edition of Siskel and Ebert, we're going to be reviewing going to a Bulls game.
It's just like going to the movies. You've got a big screen,
long shots,
heroes,
villains,
shoot 'em up, and don't forget surround sound.
The starting lineup.
Coming December 3rd, it's Miller Lite Lovables poster night when the Bulls meet the Celtics.
I'd give the Bulls a full 3 stars tonight so far in the first half, trailing San Antonio by only 5. Welcome back to the halftime show. The college basketball season tips off tonight, and while DePaul's opener is still a couple of weeks away, the Blue Demons are making news, caught in the middle of a very important conference call. DePaul's been invited to join a league including Louisville, Memphis, Cincinnati, and other Midwestern basketball powers, or the Demons can opt for the Atlantic 10 with UMass and West Virginia. They have to choose very shortly.
I think conferences have kind of expanded beyond geography now, so I think what we're trying to do, I know what the new league, or the great question mark league, would be more of a name schools for us. I think the Atlantic 10 is probably obviously a little more established and Eastern-based.
DePaul coach Joey Meyer, and on the court tonight, preseason Big Ten favorite Indiana gets an exhibition workout against athletes in action, getting quite a workout actually. It's been a pretty close game. The Hoosiers will be led this year by Allen Henderson inside and by Brian Evans outside. They're now in the second half. Indiana has pulled into the lead 63-56. In games that count, the preseason NIT, Syracuse hosting Georgetown, the team, not the president. How about Nimbo Hammonds for GW? Airtight game here. Syracuse getting good stuff from John Wallace inside, and this game has just gone to overtime, tied 93-93. And if there's no NHL agreement by mid-December, there will not be a hockey season this year. Commissioner Gary Bettman says a minimum 50-game season would have to begin by New Year's Day. He also cut salaries of all NHL employees by 10%. And after a break, we rejoin Wayne Larrivee and Johnny Kerr in San Antonio for the second half of the game between the Bulls and Spurs. Then join us for the post-game edition of WGN News. So long, everybody.
You're gonna have a ball. Tuesday at 7, the legend returns. They took away his gun and locked him in a padded cell.
You're making a mistake.
But he still waged his war on crime. Lorenzo Lamas, Snake Eater 2, tonight at 11:30 on WGN Channel 9.
True confessions about calling circles from MCI friends and family customers.
They asked us for a lot of friends and family's names.
I gave him my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, my friend in Florida.
It just wasn't worth it.
Out of my 10 people, only one I got the discount.
To make it easier, simpler.
You want it simple? You got it. Just switch to AT&T and get AT&T True USA Savings. Spend $25 a month on AT&T and we subtract 20% from your AT&T long distance bill. Switch now and save to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the USA, guaranteed.
Simple is better.
With AT&T, you save on calls to everyone. That's why 2 out of 3 MCI friends and family basic or primetime users will save more with True USA Savings.
I'm going back to AT&T.
We'll switch you for free. Just call 1-800-PICK-ATT. We're standing by for your call.
Just switch back.
Switch now. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT.
Your true voice.
It might surprise you that a lot of folks do their holiday shopping at True Value. You see, we've got just what you need to wrap up a happy holiday. Still, some people just can't wait to get to those big discount stores. And wait. And wait. Well, now at True Value, get a 3-pack of string-along lights just $6.99 after rebate, and a cordless plug-in timer just $3.59. So, why wait? True Value, Christmas is just around the corner.
Deep in the heart of Texas, Wayne Larrabee and John Kerr. A reasonable facsimile thereof. I'd like to thank Krista and Mike Haggerty and their sponsor Marlene Strickland, former Chicagoans who are living deep in the heart of Texas and rooting for the Bulls here at the Alamo Dome. Well, the Bulls have hung in there through this first half of play, Red, despite, as you mentioned, a lot of things that went wrong.
Big time turnovers, 20 points off the turnovers, but yet we still, yes, we have some highlights for you. But take a look at them right now. Here's the first one. Ronnie Harper, who came off a good game against Dallas, goes in strong with the left hand over J.R. Reed, bounces it around and in. Now this next play, get the ball firmly, then go up strong and dunk it. Well, anybody, somebody? Yeah, Scotty. Yeah, that's the way you do it. You got to get it up and knock it down. Well, Ronnie Harper also pretty good first half here. Corey Blunt has the ball down low against Reed, and he finds Harper out in the wing. He's outside the three-point lane. He shoots over a little screen by BJ. Yeah, he's got a three-pointer. And anybody big named David instead of Goliath can make some moves like this. Watch this. Up, fake underneath, take that little dainty paw, knock the two in, and get a free throw.
Take a look at the halftime statistics. We're going to highlight a couple of categories for you. Number one, three-point shooting. That's one way the Bulls have hung in this ball game. The Spurs are yet to scratch from the arc. And then points off turnovers. This is why San Antonio is ahead right now. They have 20 points off those Chicago turnovers. Our Montgomery Ward scoring leaders. B.J. Armstrong leading the way for the Bulls, 3 of 6, including 2 3-point field goals. And the Admiral David Robinson, most of his work coming from the free throw line. Our forward upcoming games. Well, the Bulls head over to Houston tomorrow night, and then we pick them up in Dallas on Saturday evening. Out to LA on Tuesday, and then Wednesday you'll see the Bulls and the red-hot Denver Nuggets right here on WGN. San Antonio by 5 here at halftime in the Alamo Dome. They expect a crowd in the neighborhood of 20,000 on hand for tonight's game. This is a football facility that they basically cut in half and set up a basketball arena. They could expand the size of it. The Spurs are an excellent home team, and they've proven to be over the years a great home team in the old Hemisphere Arena. But here's a look at the new building they're playing in now. Starting last year, they played their home games over here, and it is a big, beautiful facility. Tell you what, though, when you're in a football stadium, except for these seats here that you're looking at right now, you're a long way from the action. If you're sitting in the upper deck, you're an awful long way from basketball.
Well, Scottie Pippen with a smile, maybe that means that they know there are good things up his second half. We'd like to see that starting off, as we mentioned, this Texas Triangle, a tough place to start, but you got to start somewhere.
Phil Jackson, I think you'd like to get at least one out of the 3 games here in Texas, if not 2.
Well, that's what he said. You know, he said, and you don't know which ones he's aiming at. And you figure maybe tonight's the one he could get that.
You know, John, again, seeing San Antonio in some of their earlier games, they just don't quite have the spring, or they didn't display it in the first half. And obviously that's a product of having played last night. But this man right here, number 6, Avery Johnson, can really put a charge in your basketball team, the way he pushes the ball up and down the floor. San Antonio on the attack. Sean Elliott picked up on a switch by Will Perdue, goes right by him to the baseline, denied by Corey Blunt. Now here comes Scottie Pippen. Ooh, almost a carrying violation there.
We saw that once, Carl, didn't we, this year?
You okay, Will? You okay, baby?
Harper posting Willie Anderson. 10 to go on the shot clock. Harper in the paint. Nicely done. Ron Harper, who, as I mentioned, had his best game Saturday night against Dallas, now has 10 points here tonight. Avery Johnson. J.R. Reed on the block, guarded by Will Perdue. Time winding down to the shot clock. Reed an air ball.
That's the shot you give him. He turns and faces, you step back.
Pippen to Harper. Hey, 12 for Ronnie Harper and a quick timeout. Bob Hill, 22nd timeout. San Antonio will talk it over. Derek Harper has the Ron Harper rather has the Bulls off quickly here in the second half. 49-48. The Bulls have cut the deficit down to 1. And for the best selection of Bulls hats, t-shirts, jackets, and other NBA merchandise, visit the official Bulls team shops at any one of the Chicagoland Carson Perry Scott stores.
You know, you mentioned.
I was mentioning Derek Harper. The Knicks came in here and got blown out the other night by San Antonio.
Ronnie Harper.
You're going to look at Ronnie.
Well, listen, you can say that a couple times, Derek Harper for Ronnie Harper, because we're still trying to get used to calling it the United Center instead of the stadium, aren't we?
Don't I have a grace period there?
Yes,
a couple
yeah.
of years?
Yeah, usually get 30 days.
Yeah.
30 days or 3 violations, whatever comes first.
Yeah, I think that I've already eclipsed the violations. All right, here is Avery Johnson out of the backcourt. Spurs lead has been sliced to 1. Biggest lead of the night for San Antonio was 10 points in the first quarter of play. They led by 7 at the end of the first break and had the 5-point lead at halftime. Shot clock winding down, but Elliott with authority with the right hand on a buggy whip. 10 points for Sean Elliott. Harper Anderson. Elliott up high for the rebound. Steal by Harper.
Remember, Ronnie had 7 steals in that Dallas game.
Avery Johnson sets it up here. Give it the open pop. Robinson in close, scored and a foul.
You cannot, when he gets the ball, you cannot reach in and ticky-tack fouls. You got to go around his arms to keep him from going up. You don't have to take him down, but he comes right inside, gets a rebound. Look at all the players around him, and it's just a touch foul that puts him to the free throw line, but gives him the basket. His first basket since the first quarter. He's got 17.
Harper's first personal, first on the team. And a tight rim for the Admiral tonight. He has 17 in the game. Bulls trailing by 5. Pippen off a screen by Perdue. Anderson stays right with him. 8 to go on the shot clock for Chicago. B.J. Armstrong posting up and an illegal defense called. It's got to be Robinson, doesn't it? Yep.
But they are so used to calling this. He was not down there 2.3 seconds. Will was clearing out, and as soon as he got out, they call that illegal. But they want the players to know that you've got to get out there with him. So B.J. back to the line. He has not been there for any other reason to shoot a technical.
You know, what we've seen tonight, Phil Jackson's reaction, wow. What does it take in the triangle to get it done? 53-48 San Antonio Bulls basketball. What we've seen is that Will Perdue has spent a lot of time on the perimeter trying to draw David Robinson out there, and twice Robinson has been called for illegal defense violations. Spurs have had, what, about 5 tonight? 5 indeed. 10 to go on the shot clock for Armstrong as they triangle to the left. Now B.J. Corey Blunt against J.R. Reed over Robinson, who got the shot. Reed tightrope the baseline behind the back to Avery Johnson, and here come the Spurs. Willie Anderson around Harper. Harper got it from behind, but he also got the arm of Willie Anderson to the foul called. Second on Ronnie, second on the team.
Number 9, Ron Harper is second.
Harper chases him on the drive. He comes up to slam it, but he goes right up the elbow to the hand to knock the ball out and picks the foul up.
And that is, you know, Ron Harper, a lot of his defense is played from the side and reach around moves from behind. And that time, though, the reach around move, he got his arm. Let's pause here for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV, Chicago.
1 out of 2 at the line for Willie Anderson. He has 5 points. San Antonio's lead is 6. Don't forget news coming up following our game here on WGN. Armstrong on the block once again. Anderson double team. Harper left open. Yep.
Moved those feet. He had that little jumper outside. He went to go on the drive.
13 turnovers for the Bulls.
Delay a game. He gets 2, Ronnie. Didn't want to give that ball up right away.
So if it gets close down the stretch, the Bulls will not have a delay of game to take. Spurs set it up offensively. Robinson, Corey Blunt came out on him. Sean Elliott loose to the three-point line. Rebound Harper. Good position on J.R. Reed that time. Pippen to Corey Blunt. Harper sets up a triangle, reverses to Pippen. Will Perdue off the screen. Scottie popping for three. Long rebound to J.R. Reed at San Antonio ball. Spurs still leading by 6. Coming up on 8 minutes left to go, third quarter. Great to have you with us tonight from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Robinson goes to work, double team, gets a foul, and no on the field goal. Foul is on B.J. Armstrong, helping out, doubling down, his first and the third on the team already. In each quarter tonight, Red, the Bulls have been in foul difficulty as a team early on in each of these 3 quarters.
So when they take it to the basket, they seem to get fouled. The Bulls take it to the basket, they get the shot blocked, or they turn it over. So Tony Kukoc will come in the game here in a minute. He had 3 fouls in the first half, and David Robinson misses another free throw. He's missed 2 now in a row here. He's 4 for the game he missed.
Including 3 in a row. He missed his last one in the second quarter, so the Admiral cooling off a bit. As I mentioned, he came in shooting at 73%. And he's a better free throw shooter than that normally. 18 for David Robinson. 5 field goals.
Bulls needed a spark. Dropped 7 points down, and we're down 7 at the first quarter, 5 at the half.
8 minutes to go in the quarter. 10 to go on the clock. Kukoc for 3. Robinson up high for the rebound. Avery Johnson on the push. Johnson through the lane. He just kicked it off his shin out of bounds, or actually off his thigh out of bounds, as he tried to pick it up on the drive. Avery Johnson, if there's a criticism of him, Red, and maybe the reason he's bounced around to 4 different franchises in the NBA, it is that he does play out of control on occasion, or doesn't make the right decision on the break.
Well, he plays at up tempo all the time. Sometimes you do that. You overreact to situations.
Armstrong springs free. BJ has 11. 5-point lead, San Antonio. The Admiral way outside. Spurs not showing a lot of movement offensively now. 10 to go on the shot clock. Elliott gets a clear out. Oh, Harper from behind. Beautiful defensive move. The lead for B.J. Armstrong a little bit too much.
Well, you had to throw it down over the sprinting 7-foot David Robinson, and not a good decision on the play as it goes out of bounds.
Well, that was an example there of the way Ronnie Harper can play defense effectively, the way he reaches from behind and able to trigger the ball loose, whether it's his man or he's helping out with someone else's. 10 to go on the shot clock for the Spurs on this possession. Sean Elliott on the block against Pippen. 5 to go. Elliott, little dump pass for Willie Anderson. Got a foul with 1 second to go on the shot clock. Oh, it's kind of night it's been for Dickie Simpkins. Wow. That says it all. 55-50, San Antonio still leading the Bulls with 6:46 to go in the third.
It's time for friends to fly free on Southwest Airlines.
Wake up and smell the coffee.
And people are friendlier than ever. Just make reservations at least a day in advance and buy your round-trip ticket at Southwest's regular low unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you, free, anywhere we fly.
Joe, Dad, what do you think?
Friends fly free on Southwest, the low-fare airline. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA.
Ice brewed the right way for more of what you want in a beer.
What? Nothing.
Brewed light for less of what you don't.
All right. Who's the...
Here, Miller Lite Ice. It's new.
Who are you? Light Ice guy. You all right, boy?
What, he can't see?
Some get it, some don't. Hey, are you from heaven? No, Milwaukee.
Wow.
For the first time anywhere.
You said all of us here.
Hercules in the underworld. Old foes, new fears.
If you fail, she's mine forever.
A fight to the finish for the woman he loves.
There's only one person in the world I'd die for, and that's you.
Tony Katane, Anthony Quinn, and Kevin Sorbo as Hercules in the underworld. Friday night at 7 on WGN Channel 9.
Wayne Larrivee, Red Kerr at the Alamo Dome. Bulls hanging in, trailing by 5 as we enter the mid-portion of the third period. Hey, fans, enter the Bulls sweepstakes to win a King Nissan 300ZX convertible. 4 dream vacations courtesy of United Airlines, Hyatt Hotels and Resorts, and IBI Travel. A Harley-Davidson limited edition Sportster XLH 833 courtesy of Chicago Harley-Davidson, or many other great prizes. Simply fill out the entry form on the back of your Bulls tickets or on Bulls pocket schedules for your chance to win. San Antonio basketball. There are the numbers in this third period of play from the field. Robinson goes to work, backing in on Will Perdue. Will Perdue gets called for his third personal foul.
Well, what he does, David Robinson goes in and gets low position. They clear out, he gets it, makes his move to the basket. The Bulls are not doing that. They get it down a low post. They put the ball down, they dribble it, tattoo it. He's got it right now. He makes his move and he's up out of there. Shooting a couple of free throws.
Robinson's already been to the line for 12 free throws tonight. He's made 8 of them.
Well, he just short-armed that one, didn't he? He just
really
sort of pushed out and then just shoved the ball up against the rim.
And it doesn't look as smooth or confident as at the line. And now he completes that one.
14 free throws, was that tonight for him?
Yep, 14 free throws for him. He has 19 points. Only 5 field goals. Pippen sets up a triangle. Kukoc comes over to the middle. They go outside of Perdue. B.J. Armstrong. The strategy is to keep Perdue on the perimeter to take Robinson out of the lane. 6 to go on the shot clock. Harper has it tipped away, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Harper. That was Avery Johnson inside and did a nice defensive job of triggering it loose.
Bulls are starting down low, out too far. You've got to start in the paint and the other side almost and then come across.
Spurs lead by 6. Bill Wennington getting ready to come back on along with Steve Kerr. Harper out front guarding Anderson. Offensive foul is on Sean Elliott. Away from the ball. Elliott's second personal.
With a 6-point lead, seems like it's been that way the whole game.
Bulls basketball now. Kerr and Harper in the backcourt. Pippen, Kukoc, and Wennington up front for Chicago. Under 6 minutes to go now in the third. Kukoc. Wennington. That's his shot right there.
First shot of the year, and it came off a Tony little pick and roll.
The lead is 4 for San Antonio. Robinson, backdoor Anderson. Avery Johnson, and we got a 3-second violation on San Antonio. Bob Hill can't be too happy with the last 2 possessions by the Spurs. 56-52, San Antonio. Bulls trying to close in once again. Reed forces Kukoc way out on the floor to take that pass. 10 to go now on the shot clock for Kukoc. Guarded by Robinson. Rebound Willie Anderson, and the Spurs come up firing. Avery Johnson. Anderson traveled. I don't know about you, Red. I think this San Antonio team looks like a club that's a little bit out of sync because they played a game last night and it wasn't an easy trip out to Denver and back again.
And again, you know, you and I talk about this Mile High City. You skied out there. You know how it can take that right out of you. You think you're in great shape, but it really takes it.
Wennington. Here's Scottie Pippen. 10 to go on the shot clock now. Pippen with the move. And got a blocking foul coming up. And it's on Willie Anderson. That's his second personal foul. That's only the first team foul on San Antonio. We have 4:51 left to go in this third period. Non-shooting affair, but a fresh 24 for the Bulls.
Bulls with only 8 points in this quarter.
And yet they're within 4.
Yep.
You tell me. It's the triangle, Red. It's the triangle effect on things. Pippen double team. Kukoc is open. Here's Kerr from the arc. Ring it. Second tray of the night. 8 points for Steve Kerr, and the Bulls trail by just 1. Got a foul coming up as Avery Johnson made his move. It's away from the ball as Bill Wennington battled with the Admiral David Robinson. First on Bill, and that puts the Bulls over the foul limit with 4:25 to go in the quarter. Sends Robinson back to the line. Robinson had 4 from the field, 9 points in the first quarter. He has just 1 field goal since, yet he's done some business at the line. Chuck Person in for Willie Anderson. Robinson now 9 of 15 of the free throw strikes, so this can be termed a struggle. 20 points for David Robinson. 2-point lead, San Antonio. Here come the Bulls. Wennington delivers the screen for Pippen.
Oh, he was wide open too, Bill Wennington.
10 to go on the shot clock. Kukoc against J.R. Reed. Yes, will it count? What do they have? No one's saying as of yet. No field goal.
Illegal.
They had an illegal defense at San Antonio's Chuck Person. That's their 6th of the night.
If it happens, though, aren't they supposed to allow that?
I thought so.
So if Steve Kerr will go up to the line. He's made a couple technicals today on illegal D.
Well, I'll tell you what you want to get is Tony Kukoc on the block and let him make a move.
Yeah, that's what we were saying during the intermission time. The Bulls have got the ball down low and they've kicked it back out.
Well, the Bulls haven't had the lead, Red, since the opening 2 minutes of the first quarter. Take a look at the illegal defense violations. 6 on San Antonio. Bulls can take the lead on this possession here. They trail by 1. Harper comes out to get it from Kukoc. Wennington trying to keep it alive. Chuck Person the rebound. San Antonio by 1. Steal by Pippen, but he ran out of real estate on the sidelines. Oh, Scottie almost went coast to coast with that one. 3:50 remaining in this third period. San Antonio leading by 1. Low scoring ball game. Elliott traveling the call. He was walking through the lane. That's about 3 traveling violations on San Antonio here tonight.
You got 2 on Elliott in this half and 1 on Willie Anderson.
16 turnovers for San Antonio now.
Bulls just knocking at that door, knocking at that door.
On the drive, Harper! And the Bulls have the lead. And Ronnie Harper says, yeah. 14 points for Harper, and he's helped fuel the Bulls into a 1-point lead. Harper with 6 of the Bulls' points here in the third quarter. 3:19 left to go. Chicago on top.
The temperature never drops below Xerex. That's very important to remember, especially at a time like this, when it's very deserted and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerex Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen and have ourselves a snack.
Ice cold milk. Help yourself.
The lady down there wants to buy you a beer.
What lady?
He doesn't get it.
I think you will. Ice brewed the right way for more of what you want in a beer. Brewed light for less of what you don't.
Miller Lite Ice. It's new.
I knew you'd get it.
Must be from heaven.
Close. Milwaukee.
If you get it, get it.
This holiday season, while you're shopping, we'll be dropping a ton of money in the Discover Card Big Payback. Now, every time you use your card, you're automatically entered in our holiday sweepstakes. The more you shop, the more chances you have to win. Weekly bonus prizes of $50,000 or land the ultimate $1 million grand prize. It pays to discover. The card with the big payback.
Wayne Larrabee, Red Kerr. Our producer-director, Arnie Harris, assisted ably by Joe Carneo and Mark Stenzel in the truck. Great to have you with us tonight. Third period, 3:19 to go. Bulls have their first lead since early in the ball game. Elliott looking on the inbounds. The inbounds to Robinson, and he's fouled by Bill Wennington.
Boy, that time three guys came out past the three-point area. It left Robinson all alone at the top of the key or right at the foul line, and Bill Wennington had to reach out and pick up his second foul.
Robinson is 10 of 16 at the line. It's amazing how many free throws this guy gets. There we go. Got his first down that time. 21 points for Robinson. That ties the ball game for Bob Hill and company.
There's 9 free throws in this quarter. The Bulls shot 9 in the game.
22 for Robinson. Well, they've held him to 1 field goal since the first quarter. My goodness, the free throw shooting. Spurs by 1. Here's Harper. Wennington delivers the screen. They got a double team. Wennington was wide open. Harper for 3 out front. Rebound, Avery Johnson ahead to Chuck Person, and the rifleman delivers easily.
His first hoop of the game.
San Antonio by 3. Wennington down low. Kukoc with 10 to go on the shot clock now for the Bulls. Tony one-on-one with Cummings. Pippen at the arc for 3. Yes.
Pip only with 7 points in a game, but he's the guy that ties it up here.
Coming up on 2 minutes left to go in the third. Avery Johnson watched by Steve Kerr off the ball, some pushing and shoving, and they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Ronnie Harper as he pushed with Chuck Person. That's his third personal.
Look over at that stat monitor and tell me free throws, how many the Bulls have shot during this game.
Well, the total free throw shooting for the Bulls, 9. They are 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Now you look at the Admiral.
Wait a minute, they've shot 5 of those on technical fouls.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Illegal defense.
So they had not getting to that free throw line.
Person leaves it short. Person had a season high 9 rebounds last night to go along with 12 points. He was 2 of 7 from three-point land. Missed time with an arch injury during preseason, but feels that his career may be rejuvenated down here in San Antonio when he gets totally healthy. Bulls trail by 1. Steve Kerr up and firing for 2.
Bulls bench whooping it up here. Jimmy Clemens down low, calling out what they're going to run this time.
Avery Johnson directing traffic for the Spurs. Robinson out high to deliver the screen. Chuck Person was waiting at the arc.
Those feet. Oh, man.
8 to go on the shot clock. Johnson resets the offense. Robinson a high screen again. Avery Johnson on the drive against Wennington. They're calling Bill for the blocking foul. Third on Bill Wennington.
Avery comes off the screen. Bill slides over with him and gives him a little body bump.
AJ at the free throw line. He's 0 for 1 from there tonight.
That's 30 free throws, right? 30 hit. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're not surprised, are you? After all, we are in the triangle.
Well, you're right. You're supposed to. There goes David Robinson to the bench. Moses Malone comes up. He had 3 points in the first half.
1 out of 2 by Avery Johnson on the line. Bill Wennington up high for the rebound. We are tied at 63. A minute 30 to go in this third quarter. Harper to Kerr. 10 to go on the shot clock. Bulls offense still on the perimeter. Harper gets baseline and
Yes!
Scored and a foul. Yes, and it counts.
That's twice now we've seen Ronnie Harper beat a man from past the three-point lane left. And this is the thing that Ronnie had a hard thing doing, finishing a play. But here he goes against Person, goes up in the air, gets the friendly roll. Finally, after all the bad rolls he's got in the first couple of games. And Ronnie Harper with a chance to put this in to get 17 points in the game. And he doesn't. 16 for him.
Spurs on the run. Elliott at the baseline. Pippen from behind, but they call him for the foul. Scottie picks up his second, is it?
Yeah. Pip goes up around the baseline. Harper just waited for him, but Pip slapped the ball.
Sean Elliott at the free throw line. Elliott was traded last year to Detroit and really had a miserable season up there, and has made his way back here to San Antonio, where he played 4 seasons prior to this one and played well here. Phil Jackson and company get a timeout on the floor. 1:11 to go in the third quarter. The Bulls by 1 over the Spurs. Wayne Larrabee, Johnny Red Kerr, great to have you with us tonight as the Bulls begin a 6-game road trip that will wind through Texas. From here tomorrow night up in Houston, then over to Dallas, on to Mountain Country, Denver. Actually, what they'll be doing is they go out to California for a game, a quick game in LA.
They play the Clippers, then they'll play Denver and then a day off and finish it up. Oh, look at that. It's repeat.
How about that?
World champ, yes. Remember those years.
It's a keepsake.
Chuck Person, been around a little bit. Timberwolves, the Indiana Pacers.
So following the Texas Triangle, quickly out to LA for a game with the LA Clippers, and then over to Denver and the Red Hot Nuggets, and up to Utah to take on the Jazz. On the Miller Lite scoreboard earlier tonight, Boston, wow, blasted Seattle at Boston Garden. Wow. Philadelphia down Miami 109-96. Going to take a while for Miami to get acquainted. At the half, Phoenix leading Minnesota, just underway. The Knicks are taking on the Lakers on the West Coast. It's Pat Riley night at the Forum in LA.
Well, you imagine the Golden State Warrior fans are pretty happy out there, huh?
I would think.
We just heard that Chris Webber signed his contract after a holdout. Gives him a tough team with Hardaway.
Hey, they weren't doing bad without him, right?
Yeah. Sprewell. Cycli can play that center position, and now Chris Webber won't have to be playing that center position to play the power forward spot.
65-64 Chicago. More free throws coming up for the Spurs, who are 22 of 33 from the free throw line tonight. Bulls leading on the board, or trailing on the boards 31-25. But this is a good rebounding San Antonio team, even without Dennis Rodman.
But leading on the big board, 65-64.
Elliott to complete the 2-shot foul. 12 points for Sean Elliott. Coming up on a minute left to be played in the third. Scottie Pippen off the screen by Wennington. 10 to go on the shot clock for Pippen. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Kukoc on the block.
Take it, Tone.
Against Cummings.
Beauty to watch. Get in.
There's a look at the bench. Yes, sir.
Uh-oh, somebody hurt. Somebody down. Who?
Yeah.
Ronnie Harper.
Looks like it's Ronnie Harper who's down, and Avery Johnson drains it from the outside.
20 seconds.
He's holding that face.
Yeah, he got poked.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can pick it up right.
All right, Tony Kukoc makes the move down low, and let's see here. Moses Malone cranks him all over, knocks the heck out of him. Now, that should put a guy to the free throw line, wouldn't you think?
You would think so.
Now,
watch
Moses,
this again.
Moses. Yeah, you got to see that. He gets knocked down.
How do 3 officials miss that?
Well, he got one standing right there next to him. I mean, what is it, 30 to...
Meanwhile, the Bulls go down court. They're on a 5-on-4 disadvantage, and Avery Johnson drains an open jumper to tie the game. Ron Harper being held off.
No.
Phil Jackson talked to Mike Mathis, the lead official on this crew. moment ago. He was wondering as well, how do 3 officials miss that kind of a foul? Ronnie's shaken up. Boy, Harper has played well here tonight. 16 points on the heels of his 18.7 steal performance against Dallas on Saturday night. There's Moses Malone. Got away with one that time.
Yeah. JoJo English gets his first action of the night.
Bulls basketball, we're tied. 16-second differential. Shot clock to game clock. Kerr inside to Kukoc on the block against Willie Anderson. Double down from Moses. Kukoc on the fade. Nicely done. Tony, very nice touch tonight. Very soft touch on the rim, Red.
So the Bulls take a 2-point lead here. And the nicest thing about this quarter ending, the Bulls will get out of the free throw penalty.
That's right. Bulls have been in the penalty virtually all night, haven't they?
Yep. Pick and roll at the top with Malone and Avery. Avery's going to come left here in a minute.
Time winding down to the third. Johnson to the hole.
Come left all the way down the lane.
You had it, Coach. Pippen from center court. Just missed. Well, at the end of 3 in San Antonio, the home-standing Spurs and the visitors from Chicago, Scottie Pippen and company, are tied at 69.
Drop in on some old friends. Tuesday at 7, the legend returns. They took away his gun and locked him in a padded cell.
You're making a mistake.
But he still waged his war on crime. Lorenzo Lamas, Snake Eater 2, tonight at 11:30 on WGN Channel 9.
It's time to hear the truth from MCI friends and family customers.
I expected that my bill would go down, and it didn't go down. I have nobody on my calling circle at all, so I'm not seeing any savings.
I expected a lower bill. I didn't get it.
2 out of 3 MCI friends and family basic users spending $25 or more will save more with AT&T True USA Savings. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT.
People dropped out in my circle that I didn't know had dropped out because they weren't happy with what the savings were. So then I'm talking to them on the phone for a long time and spending lots of money that I didn't have to spend.
Get the savings you expect. Switch to AT&T. With True USA Savings, spend $25 a month. We'll subtract 20% off your AT&T bill. Guaranteed.
I really am looking for simplicity and savings.
AT&T is simple. You pick up the phone, you call who you want to, and you get your savings.
Call anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. and save 20% with True USA Savings. Switch today. It's free.
This is a plan that would bring me back to AT&T.
Your true voice.
On this special edition of Siskel and Ebert, we're going to be reviewing going to a Bulls game.
It's just like going to the movies. You've got a big screen,
long shots,
heroes,
villains,
great action sequences, and don't forget surround sound. Let's start.
Coming December 3rd, it's Miller Lite Love of Bulls poster night when the Bulls meet the Celtics.
Write down the Bulls' high score, his point total, and the date of tonight's game, and send it on a postcard to WGN. You could win round-trip tickets on Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline.
Quick game summary as we resume in this 4th period of play. Harper, another strong night. Bulls have done the job since the first quarter, and now they keep this possession alive. Harper from the outside for 3. Buries another tray. Ronnie Harper, his 3rd three-point field goal of the night. He has 19 points.
I don't think they were giving him much respect at all. You know, in his first couple games, he didn't seem to fit in the offense. And
I think he was winning the Rodney Dangerfield Award. Got a foul coming up here.
Bill Wennington, maybe?
Don't worry about delay. I didn't get the foul. We were screened from it. I believe it's on Spurs basketball. Chuck Person on the wing. Robinson in the lane.
Travel?
Yes. Yes, traveling violation. The crowd doesn't like it, and neither does Bob Hill, the head coach of the Spurs. Robinson trots back to his position.
Turn right, Dave. He's coming back left, Dave.
The foul a moment ago was on Wennington. I've got him for 4. A minute gone by here in the 4th. Time left on the shot clock in the left-hand corner of your screen. Kukoc had better get it off in a hurry. Wennington, quick release, just in time, but Person the rebound. Avery Johnson to the open floor. Bulls hustled back defensively. Cummings faces Kukoc. Over the top.
He's made that a bunch of times, hasn't he, in his career?
We've seen that before. Bulls lead, slice to 1. Kukoc to answer for 3. Cummings corrals the rebound to Robinson. Kerr takes it away. Kukoc feeds Wennington, and the foul given up by Person. His second personal and the first on the team.
So the Bulls make a turnover pay here for them. They tried to throw the ball away. Steve got his hand on it, gives it to Tony. Tony flips it into Wennington, and Bill will have to make his from the free throw line.
2-shot foul coming up for Bill Wennington. His first game back from the injured list. His first game of the season. Just the first 6 from an ankle injury. And Simpkins comes on. Dickie Simpkins, the rookie. And who's he going to get? He's going to get Scottie Pippen, I believe. Pippen heads to the bench for a break here. Wennington with his second upcoming. 1 out of 2 for Bill at the line. 2-point lead, Chicago. Avery Johnson watched by Steve Kerr. He wanted to go inside to Robinson. Chuck Person on the perimeter with 10 to go on the shot clock for the Spurs. They double down on Cummings. Person from deep. A force, and Wennington is there. Harper off a screen by Wennington. Draws a double team and a foul. Cummings and Anderson converge. And the foul's on Terry Cummings. His second personal, and lo and behold, already the second team foul on San Antonio. Scottie Pippen and Will Perdue have a chuckle on the bench. Harper sets up the triangle. They reverse to Kukoc. Tony off a screen by Wennington. Avery Johnson picked his pocket.
He got the shot off. That's the bad thing about that.
Boy, does he get to the hoop or what? Kukoc. Nice dish. Simpkins blocked by Robinson.
No soft stuff in the NBA. You got to go up and make it hard.
Anderson to Cummings. Robinson to finish. He was fouled by Wennington.
That's Wennington's 5th foul. Take a look at this. Simpkins goes up, tries to reverse it, and the Admiral goes up and gets one of his blocks. I think he's averaging 3-8, and that could be his first block of tonight.
Yeah, you're right. 3-8 on blocks for Robinson. On the other end, he misses on the free throw. Well, Robinson now 12 of 19 from the free throw line. Again, just 1 field goal for Robinson since the first quarter. Take a look at this. He's in elite company. 9 minutes to go for the game. Bulls by 1. 10 to go on the shot clock. Kerr looking for room. Robinson let him have it, basically.
13 for Steve. He just leaned inside. He was going to throw it over to Dickey, but
Dickey wasn't looking.
No, and the man stayed behind him, so he just up and popped it in his face.
Yeah, Kerr wanted to pass to Dickie Simpkins, but the rookie wasn't looking for it. The Bulls wanted a double dribble call on Avery Johnson.
He's questioning him much at T here.
Over the top to Robinson, double and triple teamed. Robinson still with just 1 field goal since the first quarter, and here come the Bulls. Chicago by 3. 10 to go on the shot clock. Back door to Harper. Poor pass by Foster. Just threw a floater over the middle. Anderson scored and a foul.
Beautiful move by Willie Anderson. Been quiet most of the game. He's got 5 points.
Watch it again.
Anderson comes up. I'm still not sure.
I don't see the foul.
Did they call it on Dickie Simpkins?
No, Dickey still has 3 personal fouls on the board. Anderson puts in on the free throw. I'll be honest with you, Red. I didn't see the foul on that replay. You've got to wonder what these guys are calling. Phil got fined for
on Harper
quote like that.
Yeah.
They're calling it on Harper.
Oh, he's got 3 fouls. So
I guess they can't fine us. Knocked out of bounds by Willie Anderson. It'll belong to.
All right, let's see what happens here.
Yeah,
on the hand on the hip. Okay.
Yeah, they got it on Kerr. And Arnie Harris.
Oh,
good look
right there.
Dickie
Nice.
Simpkins, but Ronnie Harper collects and completes. 21 for Harper. Arnie Harris with a good look at that foul that we couldn't see from the over the top camera, sideline camera, up high.
Look at it over the top. And
Robinson pushed off and got room. And Phil Jackson is very upset about it with good reason. 25 for the Admiral.
His first hoop since the start of the 3rd quarter.
77 apiece, we're tied. 7 minutes to go. Kukoc. Foster. The tip is there by Dickie Simpkins. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. Bulls on top by 2. Cummings wanted Robinson. The Bulls are fronting
Nobody
Robinson.
behind him. There's 3 guys out past the three-point line, and that should be a technical.
And there's a 3-second violation coming up anyway.
You cannot have 3 guys out past that 3-point line on offense.
Take a look at Robinson. He pushes off and then gets the pass over the top.
But what they've done is they've cleared it out so much that you got a big 7-footer working there.
Bulls by 2 with 6:37 to go.
It's time for friends to fly free on Southwest Airlines.
Wake up and smell the coffee.
And people are friendlier than ever. Just make reservations at least a day in advance and buy your round-trip ticket at Southwest's regular low unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you, free, anywhere we fly.
Joe, Dad, what do you think?
Friends fly free on Southwest, the low-fare airline. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA.
Ice brewed the right way for more of what you want in a beer.
What?
Nothing. Brewed light for less of what you don't.
All right. Who's the...
Here, Miller Lite Ice. It's new.
Who are you? The Light Ice guy.
You all right, boy?
What, he can't see? Some get it, some don't. Hey, are you from heaven? No, Milwaukee. Wow.
It might surprise you that a lot of folks do their holiday shopping at True Value. You see, we've got just what you need to wrap up a happy holiday. Still, some people just can't wait to get to those big discount stores. And wait. And wait. Well, now at True Value, get a 3-pack of string-along lights just $6.99 after rebate, and a cordless plug-in timer just $3.59. So, why wait? True Value, Christmas is just around the corner.
On Saturday, December 3rd, when the Bulls battle the Celtics, it's Miller Lite Lovables poster night. First 15,000 fans, 21 and older, entering the United Center will receive a Lovables poster, compliments of Miller Lite. Wayne Larrabee, Johnny Red Kerr. We're heading down the stretch. Final 6.5 minutes. The Bulls by 2. This is Pippen. Oh, nice feed to Foster, going in hard, but Robinson able to turn him away. No foul.
The Bulls bench has been spectacular tonight. 29 points, only 13 off the bench for the Spurs.
Yeah. Avery Johnson to Robinson. Back to Avery Johnson on the give and go.
Nobody's challenged Avery Johnson all night.
On that play, it was Avery Robinson.
Yeah.
79 apiece, we're tied. Boy, that little guy has gotten into the paint, into the hole a lot tonight. Mathis with a call.
Yeah, his third.
Cummings picks up, as you mentioned, his third personal.
Will comes in for Greg Foster, and the Bulls with 5:55 to go, a chance at a victory here in the Texas Triangle. 79 all.
There's the bench story you were talking about. Pippen. Simpkins comes up with it. Reloads to Scottie Pippen. Robinson kicks it out of there. Whoa, not in my neighborhood.
Well, what he should have done that time is gone up and spoiled the shot and started a fast break. He wipes it out. The Bulls get it back with 20 seconds. He just slammed it out of there. He could have just spoiled that and got a quick fast break going.
Harper guarded by Willie Anderson. Double team, they go to Purdue. Pippen on the penetration. Harper's open again.
Yeah,
Ronnie Harper.
Got that eye back. 24 in a game for Ronnie Harper. A big smile on his face as he and Pip touch hands down low. Watch this.
Anderson right by Harper on the defensive end. Bulls by 1. Pippen on the block, double team from Robinson. Simpkins through the lane. Turned away by Robinson, no foul. How could they not call a foul there? Robinson on the trail for 3. Pippen the long carom. BJ for 3. Will Purdue the rebound. Purdue the tip again. Taken away by Chuck Person and Willie Anderson. San Antonio down by 1 with the ball. Under 5 minutes to go.
Over the top. Watch it, Will.
Simpkins picks up Robinson and forces that miss. Good rotation by the Bulls defense and the rookie Dickie Simpkins. Here's Harper.
Open, yeah.
Purdue. Come on, Will, again. And he can't make it happen.
Look at Ronnie on the floor looking up and say, I heard a whistle blow. What's that all about? And Will go. That's on Terry Cummings, his 4th. So Will get to the line to shoot a couple here, protecting a precarious 1-point lead.
4 team fouls on San Antonio. 4:10 for the game. Gosh, how many shots have the Bulls had in close in the last 2 sequences and been unable to get it done? And there's been a lot of contact defensively and no fouls called. Now Will Purdue, whose 2 free throws on Saturday night tied up the game in regulation with Dallas, puts in on his first here tonight. Four points for Will Purdue. Bulls by 3. Double team on the ball to get the ball out of the hands of Avery Johnson. Elliott on the wing. 10 to go on the shot clock now. Robinson against Purdue. Pippen shows the double team. Knocked away. Will Purdue comes up with it. Signals for a timeout. Great call by Purdue, who was falling out of bounds.
Look at his teammates run over a challenge. Say, that way to go, Will. So did he call a 20 on this, or did they take the? Let's see. Robinson tries to throw it over the top, and Will tips it. Now he goes inside of Anderson. He's going out. Give me a timeout, he says, and one of those big old 17s or 18s falls right over the end line.
Take a look at the reaction of the bench.
Do they like it? Yeah, Will, yeah, we're going to talk about that in dinner tomorrow.
3:49 left to go.
You know, it's like a big man can't make a smart play, right? They go, yeah, the guards were all up saying, you did a good job.
Our next telecast coming up from Reunion Arena, Dallas, Texas, Saturday night. Join us for Bullseye at 7 o'clock here on WGN. Jim Jackson, Jamal Mashburn, Jason Kidd, and the young Dallas Mavericks. Well, we saw what they could do on Saturday night.
Well, we had a couple guys switch today. If you were late in the news, Larry Koskowiak was put on the injured list. So was Luke Longley. Longley will be out a couple months. Frisco had some surgery on that knee of his, and they activated Judd Bushler and Bill Wennington. Wennington's got, what has he got, 2 points in a game tonight? 3. He picked up a free throw, and Bushler has 4 points. Got some time in the first quarter. So we hope those guys back home watching the game are getting as much kick out of this game as we are tonight. Good one. Hey, there you go.
How about that? You got a Bulls fan here.
Oh, boy.
You know, Wennington has 4 rebounds in addition to his 3 points tonight. Now take a look. If you had these guys playing 48 minutes a night, this is what statistically they would do. Torrey Blunt, when he's in there, gets to the offensive board. Now, obviously, Purdue and Blunt don't play 48 minutes a game. Will Purdue and the Bulls back on the floor. They have possession and the lead by 3. 3:49 left to go.
Tony Kukoc back in the game. So he and Scottie will be the forwards up front.
And the backcourt of Harper and Armstrong. Kukoc in the middle. 10 to go on the shot clock now. Tony looking backdoor for Purdue. Pippen outside with 7 to go on the shot clock. Pippen double team the fadeaway. Nicely done as the buzzer goes off and the bench is up again.
9 points by Scottie. We're used to seeing him in doubles. And he probably will be there before it's...
Anderson. Robinson mishandles. 8 to go on the shot clock. Elliott for 3. Ring it.
Wide open. Bulls couldn't put the pressure on. They're still up by 2.
Under 3 minutes to go for the game. Pippen against Elliott. Kukoc with Robinson out defensively. Harper trying to post Anderson. Time running down to the shot clock. Harper got pushed by Willie Anderson.
They're getting some good post-ups by Harper tonight, scoring out of there. He's got 24 in the game.
And this is the first time San Antonio has been over the foul limit tonight.
He takes him down to the middle. There's 2 hands on him, a little push away. Willie picks up that foul. So Ronnie Harper with 24 points, his high as a Bull.
Harper 10 of 16 from the field, and Phil Jackson talking with Tony Kukoc. Harper now 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Ronnie with 25 points. Bulls by 3. He can make it a 4-point advantage. Lots of time left, though. 2:42 to go. 26 for Ron Harper. So Harper's put 2 good games in a row together for the Bulls. Robinson. Sean Elliott. Blocking foul on Pippen. His 3rd. Foul came before that shot attempt. Scottie will settle for again his 3rd. That is only the 2nd on the team. I'll make it the 4th on the team. My mistake. 4th team foul on the Bulls. Non-shooting affair. Robinson against Purdue. Rebound Kukoc. Bulls basketball, Chicago by 4. Trying to extend the advantage. Kukoc had it tipped away by Cummings. 10 to go on the shot clock. 2 minutes for the game. Armstrong and a turnaround over Johnson. The lead is 6.
So the 2 guards go down to post up, and Hill is going in. What's he want to do here now?
90 to 84, Chicago. Robinson to the hole. Yes, and a foul.
He put his head down and just went right in there. Super move going to the hole by David Robinson. No help, no stop. Nobody gets in front of him. And here we come back. Watch this. There he goes. Beautiful move.
4 personals on Will Purdue.
Got a chance to cut this in half now. This 6-point lead that the Bulls had.
Nothing but net on a free throw. 3-point lead, Chicago. A minute 40 remaining. Harper gets the step on Anderson and another foul on Willie Anderson. Anderson's been getting beat all night by Ronnie Harper.
Well, Ronnie took the, he's got a little smile on his face. Ronnie took the grief all of the early part of the season, but saying he couldn't guard anybody, he couldn't beat anybody. Here he turns the corner. He's gone that left side, I don't know how many times on in for the Bulls to score. So we've got a 1:39 left in this game. Bulls with 3-point lead. Ronnie Harper, 26.
Harper 10 of 16 from the field, 2 of 3 at the line. Bulls as a team, 12 of 17 to the free throw line. Greg Foster on for Will Perdue. Corey Blunt coming into the ball game as well for the Bulls. Well, he was going to for a moment. They'll allow one substitution here. And now Blunt heads back to the bench. 91-87 Chicago. A minute 39 remaining. 1 out of 2 at the line. Four-point lead, Chicago. They want Robinson against Foster. Rebound back tap to Pippen. Oh, the Admiral had it. Scottie going to run some time off the clock here.
Scottie calls a foreplay.
Okay, Red. I'm not going to pick up that line.
Well, as Phil called, number 4, BJ, you got to
go
shoot over him. You got him, BJ.
Here it is. Rebound back tap taken by Willie Anderson. Johnson driving the lane. Lost the handle on it. Here's to Sean Elliott. A tray, a 10 for Person. Bulls have the rebound. Under a minute to go.
Spread it out. 4-point lead. Somebody going to bring it up here. Tony's going to bring it up.
Bulls by 4. Shot clock in the left-hand corner of your screen. 10 to go on the shot clock. 7 to go on the shot clock. Now down to 5 for Pippen. Gets a screen from Foster. Scottie trying to feed Foster. Deflected out of bounds. 1 second remaining. 24.3 seconds left to go in the game. The Bulls by 4.
Phil wants a timeout.
So a break in the action. 1 second left on the shot clock for the Chicago Bulls in the final seconds of the ball game, and Derek Harper has helped fuel Chicago into a 4-point advantage.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I was hosting my first big business dinner and I paid with my Visa card. Turns out I was over my limit. I was so embarrassed I didn't know what to do. So I got the American Express card and it never happened again.
Call 1-800-THE-CARD. We can take your application right over the phone.
Applying for the card was one of the easiest things I've ever done, and smartest. And anyone who's ever gone anywhere knows it. I have a place to cash checks, get my mail, and get help when I need it.
My dad said the minute you get a job, get an American Express card. He said, trust me on this one. I've gone everywhere with it. And here's a tip. Sign up for membership miles and everything you charge on the card will earn you program miles. So you can keep on traveling.
So call now for the American Express card. You can apply right over the phone.
It's really worth it.
It helped not having a preset limit.
I got cash on the go.
I can call 24 hours a day. That helps.
Go anywhere, and it's with you all the way.
Don't delay. Just dial 1-800-THE-CARD.
The lady down there wants to buy you a beer.
What lady? He doesn't get it.
I think you will. Ice brewed the right way. For more of what you want in a beer. Brewed light for less of what you don't.
Miller Lite Ice. It's new.
I knew you'd get it.
Must be from heaven.
Close. Milwaukee.
If you get it, get it.
Wayne Larrabee, Red Kerr. Bulls hanging on, leading by 4, 24.3 seconds to go. Bulls games have been sold out for 8 consecutive seasons, but when tickets become available, they'll be first offered to members of the Bulls season ticket waiting list. To add your name to the list, please call the Bulls at 312-455-4000, 312-455-4000. 1 second to go on the shot clock for the Bulls. Kukoc to Harper, no! Time winding down on the San Antonio Spurs, who trail by 4. Person wanted a three, but Harper's right on him defensively. Time's a wasting for San Antonio. Off the glass for Avery Johnson.
Tapped in
by Robinson. 30 for David Robinson. And a foul given up by Elliott with 8.2 seconds remaining.
30 points in a game by Robinson, and he's also tied a Spurs franchise record for blocks in a quarter. He's got 6 so far in the fourth. He came in averaging 3.8. He joins George Johnson, Golden State, against Golden State, and they'll walk down here to shoot the free throws. Pip with 9 in the game. I know he's had a consecutive streak of double-figure games. So we've got 8.2 on the clock. The Bulls up by 3. Pip knocks that one off the ring, and now the pressure starts to mount. They go on the bench, looking down the bench. Jumping Jack Flash Haley, former Bull. Pip's got one more free throw. 3 points. It'd be nice to give him. He's got 11 in the game. Okay. There it is.
Scottie has 12 now, and a timeout. Bob Hill and the San Antonio Spurs. Coach Jackson breathing a sigh of relief. The Bulls hanging on in the final seconds.
For the first time anywhere,
You sent all of us here.
Hercules in the underworld. Old foes, new fears.
If you fail, she's mine forever.
A fight to the finish for the woman he loves.
There's only one person in the world I'd die for, and that's you.
Tony Katane, Anthony Quinn, and Kevin Sorbo as Hercules in the underworld. Friday night at 7 on WGN Channel 9.
To soothe athlete's foot, to relieve the burning, the itching, Desenex does it. But to cure athlete's foot, to kill the fungus that causes it, Desenex does it. Only Desenex has UDA, proven to both soothe the itching and burning and cure even tough athlete's foot cases. To soothe and cure athlete's foot, Desenex does it all. And for jock itch, Cruex is the #1 cure. Cruex cures jock itch.
Let's talk about hard versus easier. That's hard, and that is much easier. See? So we made the Illinois Lottery's little lotto game easier to win. Not harder. Easier. Now you only pick from 30 balls instead of 35. That makes the game easier to win, so there's more winners. And there's still a $200,000 grand prize to a single winner. Quick review. Hard, easier, more winners. The new Little Lotto. Hard not to play because it's easier to win.
Game situation, you take a look at the timeouts. The Spurs have one more to call. Bulls have 2 full. And David Robinson and company heading out, trailing by 3. Ron Harper and the Bulls trying to stave them off one more time. And Red, what do you look for here?
Well, I would. 2's not going to do them any good unless they get a driving 2. And if anybody drives to the basket, the Bulls want to protect the pitch out. Let them go to the basket. Don't foul them.
Perimeter defense at a premium in the final 8.2 seconds.
Robinson way up to the rim on a dummy play here, going for the slam dunk.
Willie Anderson will trigger on the inbounds for San Antonio. The rifleman comes off a screen. Chuck Person. It's another one from Robinson. Has to force the three-pointer.
He's got it. Beautifully done. Split the double team. He's got 3 points in the game now. Boom, he hits a 3-point field goal with 4.7 on the clock. Big time heroics here.
And this was not easy. Watch it.
Splits 2 guys, a running one-hander, and hits nothing but net.
Wow.
Bulls with 4.7 on the clock.
Chuck Person, who's made a career out of 3-point marksmanship. The rifleman has tied the game at 92. 4.7 seconds remaining, and overtime is something the Bulls would like to avoid. They are 0 for 2 in overtime games this year.
0 for 2. They got beat by Dallas in the overtime, and they lost another one by 1 point. But they got 4.7. Let's see if Tony Kukoc can be the magician that he was all of last year on last-second shots. Boy, that was a tough one. I mean, that was not your basic 3-point field goal. He went right after it, right down, and split right down the middle, 2 players, and a running shot.
You know, Red, he had to come off a couple of screens that time. He initially got the ball off a screen, had a double back off a screen by David Robinson, and then, as you mentioned, put up that hanging, running one-hander from 22 feet away, and nothing but net to tie the game.
2 for 7 from the field. But that one basket in that 7th try put them together. Now the juices really flow here. So Scottie had a chance to seal this thing with 2 free throws. He split them. He made only 1. They come back in person. 3-point field goal attempts per 48 minutes. Well, who would lead but Chuck Person?
Chuck Person. Chuck Connors Person, named after the former NBA and star and actor. Actually wasn't a star in the NBA. Chuck Connors did play in the NBA. Went on to become an actor. The rifleman. And
look at him imploring the fans, come on, get to your feet, let's go. David Robinson looking for one more block here in the final 4.7 seconds. Let's see who they'll go with.
Who coach inbounding?
There it is, the delay of game.
Spurs did have a delay of game to take.
Now, what happened was Will Perdue came out. Tony threw him the ball. Let's see if David now
denies that.
Denies this. Yep, now they're coming out. They're going to put David Robinson in to guard Tony Kukoc.
Robinson's backing off of the inbounds to Perdue. Scottie Pippen to Will Perdue.
Yes!
For the jam!
Big Will, the hero.
Oh, what a look to Perdue. 1/10 of a second to go.
Remember the Alamo Dome. Yes. Will Perdue cranks one down. Beautifully done. Scottie, they had him all over. Let's take a look at it. Here it is, 4.7. It comes into Will. He throws it to Scottie and then gets out of the way. Where? Down the middle. They double team him down low. And there it is. Watch the bench. Are they happy? Are they up? Are they ready? That looks like Pax is going to take the shot. Yes! All right, a happy crew here starting off. They still have one. Well, they can't do anything with what, they got 1 second on the clock. What do they got? 1/10?
1/10 of a second.
You can't touch, shoot, do anything, and they get it at
You're
half
supposed
court
to
at the
have
most.
at least 3/10 of a second
now
in order to do anything.
Don't foul anybody if they just throw it past the 3-point lane, because you get 3 free throws on a shot like that.
The Bulls leading 94-92. You're right.
Paul Pressey now down underneath, talking to Mike Mathis. They've stunned this crowd. This crowd was turned around here at the Alamo Dome. They were trailing by 3. Person hit his shot with 4.7 seconds to go. The fans were on their feet. And look at what happened now. A change in blood pressure throughout this whole place.
What a great look by Scottie Pippen. Double teamed, and it wasn't an easy pass to Will Perdue.
I'll tell you something else. Tony Kukoc has made so many winning plays that when Scottie had the ball, he was double teamed, but David Robinson came over. Watch him. He's going to come down low on Tony Kukoc. He's taking Tony, trying to stay with him, figure he's going to get the ball. Will's the guy that gets it, and hello, Slim.
And again, Pippen double teammate now had to make a tough pass and got it to the open man, Will Perdue.
Now, what do you do here? It's got to be a tap, catch, the whole deal. You can't catch it and shoot. It's got to be a tap.
Exactly. Whatever you do, just don't foul anybody.
The Bulls have a delay of game already.
Yeah, they can't take a delay of game. That happened in the first quarter.
It's got to be up around the rim. Short.
Person on the inbounds. And the Bulls come into San Antonio. And on Will Perdue's last second field goal, win the first in the Texas Triangle. And look how long it's been since the Bulls won here in San Antonio. And that includes 3 World Championship teams that have come down here. Wow. Back with a final word after these messages.
Drop in on some old friends. Tuesday at 7, the legend returns.
The temperature never drops below Xerex. That's very important to remember, especially at a time like this, when it's very deserted and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerex Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
Here at Luxor Las Vegas, you can dine at one of 7 world-class restaurants, pamper yourself at a luxurious European spa, or explore the mysteries of the pyramid in a multi-million-dollar virtual reality adventure. So we thought we'd show you your room now, because you probably won't be seeing much of it later. Luxor Las Vegas. Get into it.
It's time for friends to fly free on Southwest Airlines.
Wake up and smell the coffee.
And people are friendlier than ever. Just make reservations at least a day in advance and buy your round-trip ticket at Southwest's regular low unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you, free, anywhere we fly.
Joe, Dad, what do you think?
Friends fly free on Southwest, the low-fare airline. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA.
True confessions about calling circles from MCI friends and family customers.
He asks for a lot of friends and family's names.
I gave him my sister, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, my friend in Florida.
Just wasn't worth it.
Out of my 10 people, only one I got the discount.
To make it easier, simpler.
You want it simple? You got it. Just switch to AT&T and get AT&T True USA savings. Spend $25 a month on AT&T and we subtract 20% from your AT&T long distance bill. Switch now and save to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the USA, guaranteed.
Simple is better.
With AT&T, you save on calls to everyone. That's why 2 out of 3 MCI friends and family basic or primetime users will save more with True USA savings.
I'm going back to AT&T.
We'll switch you for free. Just call 1-800-PICK-ATT. We're standing by for your call.
Just switch back.
Switch now. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT.
Your true voice.
AT&T long distance play of the game. Ron Harper from the corner this time, and he has another tray. He had 4 of them tonight. Take a look at his shooting from the field, the rebounding, the 27 points. Another solid, another big game for Ron Harper and the Chicago Bulls as they come into the Texas Triangle and win the first of the 3-game trip into Texas, winning tonight by 2 over the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, you saw that graphic since 1989, the first time they've won here. What a way to start the first leg of the triangle. 24-18. The bench was marvelous tonight. They outscored the Spurs bench, and it gives them a good jump start. They go into Houston. It's undefeated tomorrow, so you got a positive note going in there. Absolutely. And again, the final score: the Chicago Bulls win it by the score of 94-92 over the San Antonio Spurs. And the Chicago Bulls now a record of 4-3 as they start this 6-game road trip. Our next telecast on WGN will be Saturday night from the Reunion Arena when the Bulls take on the Dallas Mavericks. Our telecast begins with a bullseye at 7 o'clock. Tonight's game was produced and directed by Arnie Harris. Our associate producer is Joe Corneo. Mark Stencil on graphics. For Red Kerr, Wayne Larrabee saying so long from the Alamo Dome. The Chicago Bulls celebrate a triumph tonight. Stay tuned for news next on WGN.
Chicago Bulls basketball is brought to you by Miller Lite Ice. More of what you want, less of what you don't. Light